Man. Oh, I can even try to
And
do
we're
this on the
on.
right screen if I try. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
We
Welcome
actually had a
back to Wednesday
countdown and
night on the High Shelf
everything.
Gaming Channel.
It's the only way to get
Thank
us
you.
on program. When the DM starts counting down, it's like, oh, okay, every stop. Stop talking.
We're early by 5 minutes.
That's true. We are a little early.
Oh my god. Yeah. Hey
About
everybody,
4 minutes.
welcome.
But yeah,
Liz is here.
This is High Shelf Gaming, and we are going to be playing some Blades in the Dark. Hey, oh my god, the trifecta is here. We got John and Liz Mac and Jagos. This is gonna be a good night. I can't wait. So I have all kinds of things that we're doing. We just started our Werewolf campaign. That's gonna be a monthly game. We're playing Blades in the Dark tonight. Tomorrow night, we're taking it off, which is strange. Now that I say that we're having a day off. Normally we have
Many days
many
off.
many days off, but Thursday we're not doing anything. Friday, we are playing Ethan's game, horrific, scary game,
Horrific, spooky gaming.
spooky,
Spooky.
and it's like
It's
cosmic
spooky.
horror, and
It
like,
is cosmic horror, indeed.
yeah,
And Friday's going to be a good one because it's going to be a little preview of what's to come over the long-term kind of campaign because we don't have all the players there, so I don't want to start that
Yes.
yet. But
we got to set the tone. Yeah,
gotta
I
set
like
the
it.
tone.
And so after that, on Saturday, John the Wise and I are going to be doing a little stream for the Cyberpunk Discord. So there's a big Cyberpunk fan base Discord that John started. I help him run. A couple of other of us help him run. It's going to be a really nice thing. We're just going to like kind of do a little spotlight on the community and just like kind of celebrate some of the people who give the most or give a lot, and like I don't know, just like give back to that scene because it gives me life. Like when I'm like, what do I do in my silly cyberpunk games? Like, oh, I know, I'll just read through this channel full of ideas. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. Thank you. So,
That's where we have to go.
dude, stop. Don't go to my well of ideas, okay? You're not allowed. Um, and then
we'll get into
Sunday,
situations and then it'll be like, I already know what's going on. This is what we
yeah,
need to do with this. Yeah.
yeah, definitely don't go in there and like find all my emojis, the things that I've liked via emoji. Like that'd be bad.
They just have an HSG coin on him.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we're going to be playing Cyberpunk Red again. We moved it to Sunday for this week. We kind of do that a little alternatingly. And Sunday is going to be an interlude episode. We're going to do little short scenes catching up on some NPCs. So it won't be the main characters playing. It'll be all the players taking on the roles of NPCs, some of whom are like our rivals, people we hate. Some are going to be allies, and we're going to like put them in a scene and kind of catch up with what's going on with them while we're in between chapter 2 and chapter 3. So I am super pumped for this week. It's a busy week for us. We've never had this much going on.
It's
And
great.
it's awesome. Yeah. I'm so psyched.
Just G 24/7.
That's right. That's right.
Goal.
And
Cool.
just a quick note also, we have been picked up by Jabroni TV, Liz
Picked up
Mack
is-
and Ethan and crew. Yeah, I say picked up. Y'all list us. And it's just amazing. I love being on the site.
Well,
Thank
I mean,
so
you know,
much.
it's stuff we love.
Yeah, it's good.
We got
It's good.
signed to Jabroni TV. Yeah.
It gives
Yeah,
me
we were picked up for a season, but
For a
so we better
season?
deliver.
That's
We
right.
gotta deliver.
We gotta
We'll have
bring
to
those
take you off the
viewers.
site.
Liz Mack,
I'll let Liz
go.
know to take you off the site because that's definitely something that I can do personally.
What's your quota? What's your quota, HSC? Are you making quota this year? You're not. Might
Get
not get
outta
picked up for a
here.
Not
second
renewed.
season.
Non-renewed.
That's
Sorry.
right. That's right. But it's a really good crew. So at the end of this, hopefully one of the jabronis are streaming, and I'll be looking for somebody to raid at the end of this. And with all of that wonderful stuff, just feeling love from all the communities, from the cyberpunk community and jabronis and all that good stuff. One more announcement.
You dropped a podcast this week?
I did drop a podcast this week, and we're already on track to drop another one. Like we're like doing it. We're doing it.
Daily podcast.
No, stop
Why
this.
stop it weekly?
Stop you. No, weekly.
Somebody gift that. Somebody gift that, please.
We'll grab it. Now that it's allowed, we'll just grab it.
Just grab it.
Flames
this one-
on the side of your face.
Yeah, this is all about the player character death, which happens in games, right? You lose a character. How do you handle that as a player, as a GM, as a table, right? So Katrina, you came on there and helped Rich and I with that. Really good one. I'm really proud of that one. It's it's one of my faves. And Mike, you caught like all of our little Easter eggs with all the games we were dropping and like, oh, I love that game and I love it. It was good. It felt good.
It was a good episode. It also had some just relief and release about characters that had recently died.
Yeah. So with all of that said, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you to get us into Duskfall, the land of ghosts and lightning walls
Yes.
and
Yeah.
eel
So
sandwiches.
eel sandwiches, some nice hagfish kebabs that you can pick up on the street that are totally not dodgy and going to be completely nutritious. Um, yes. So welcome out, everybody. We're playing Blades in the Dark again. We've been going at this for a while, actually.
Yeah, we're on episode like 24, 25, 26?
20s.
I found my original notes from February, March.
Ah, yes, the before times.
The before times.
Before any of
Oh,
us had a
man.
trauma. Oh, oh, you mean outside of the game? Oh, right.
Yeah, before we had a
Before
trauma
you-
in the real world,
In
too.
many senses, it was the before times. Yes.
Yes.
You're so sweet and innocent. Let's take
when
a
there was
job.
an outside
Oh,
of
I
our
can just sit here
homes.
and touch my face all day long. Yeah, cuz. Remember what it used to be like before the end? Yeah, so Blades in the Dark. Again, right, yeah, that's what we're doing. It's a role-playing game. Everybody here pretends to be a criminal in a city that is beset by criminals and crime, and it is always nighttime. There is no sunlight. Uh, Ghosts are a thing. You die, your ghost doesn't go anywhere. It comes back, it gets hungry for like life energy, and it starts killing people. Um, there is a big lightning wall around this city to keep the ghosts out. There's people inside who destroy ghosts when they find them. What else?
I've always had a question about this world. What is childcare like? Like, how do you raise a child safely in this city?
You send them to the factories.
Yes.
It's like
I
late
was gonna
19th
say,
century
it's-
London, right? You just send
Yeah.
them to
Yeah,
the
it's like,
factories.
yeah, at best
Mhm.
Victorian London, it's like OSHA regulations and the ideas of like child labor laws. No, don't worry about it. Oh, Timmy, you're 7 now. Time to go to work at the mill. Here's your big saw to deal with. Right?
Unless you're rich, like Demas.
There it is. There it is.
Formerly.
Yeah, then you
Not
have
rich
nannies
now.
and things.
Yeah,
You have
nannies.
tutors that come in and instruct you in the ways of the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Which, man, they
Um,
sure went wrong, huh? Based on
Or did
how
they?
Demas
You're
turned
here fighting for the glory of Scotland against all these weird people who just like signed up with you. Yes, the uh, glorious immortal emperor who has ruled since the cataclysm where the sun went out and everything went bad anyway. So sure, that's not connected. Um, yeah. Anyway, everybody here is part of a crew called the Faceless. They are spies and saboteurs, all their shadows. And yeah, let's run the circle where I point the wrong direction. David, first try.
It's our favorite game. It's our favorite game.
I love the like very cautious.
It's like just gonna gently bring it up into the bottom frame so I can see where it's actually at. Yes.
I love it.
So,
Yeah.
David,
So,
why don't you tell us about home?
Yeah, I am Empty Ohm. I'm the leech of the crew, so the saboteur, the tinkerer, inventor of the group. Ohm is Takarosi, so half demon, and they have these like neck stalks instead of a full neck that like support the thing like a structure, and they are gifted in the world of Tinker and now fixing us. Like my physical skills, my healing skills are like doing well, doing real well, patching us up because we keep getting hurt. Um, also, I think Ohm can't go to jail because the crew won't let them go to jail. And that's becoming interesting because Ohm keeps creating situations where somebody needs to go to jail.
I think if you keep pissing Demas off, you may be going to jail.
That's fair.
Look, it only goes so far before that cold kicks in, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we can find another person to make the match.
Yeah.
Oh, may have may have dug their own grave by getting an assistant.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
she-
Yeah. Yeah. And she's not.
You
she's
hired
not-
Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah.
So like, who knows?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
We'll see if they make it. If they last.
It's up to
That's
them
home.
to decide.
That's home for you.
Yes. So next, Ethan, down there. Why don't you tell us about Demas?
It's me. I'm playing Demas, the spider. Which on the playbook it says a devious mastermind. I don't know. We'll see. Remains to be seen, I think. We're striving though. But yeah, he's got a lot of political opinions that he shares probably too eagerly, and I think that's the fun fact for the week about Demas. It's nothing new, but it's fun.
And depending on which bar you're sharing them in, you either have someone buy you a round of drinks or go home with a black eye.
Right. Right.
So AC, do you want to tell us about Griff? I don't know why I feel obligated to point to everybody now. You figured out what Mike's
It's
doing.
a fun game.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
y'all,
Yes. Go ahead.
my name's Casey. I play Griffith, aka Ghost. I'm the Hound. When I'm not getting us in trouble with everybody, I hunt the most dangerous game. And at this point, it could be anything. It seems.
Could be people.
Things just-
Could be
Could be
demon
people.
whales. Who knows what?
Demons,
unicorns.
unicorns.
Carnivorous unicorns.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not expect that. When that unicorn like grabbed the guy and like threw him against the ship to kill him and then ate on him, I did not expect that. I was like, cool. I was supposed to transport this thing. I'm not transporting this thing anymore. That was an executive decision I made in that moment. Just so you know.
Welcome to Typers, right? That's it's been all
There's something
storm
like
orchids
that.
and blood willows and unicorns with alligator faces. And yeah.
There's like demon
Um,
unicorns in Final Fantasy 15. I need to find some pictures of those because it reminds me
Neat.
of one.
Oh, I'm also Takarosi
Yeah.
and cousin
Yeah,
cousin
cousins.
Empty Home.
Guess his
I,
wife is in the chat tonight, friends.
She's yep.
In the chat, in the game.
Yes. And if y'all wasn't here last week, Ghost's wife finally showed up.
And here she is in chat.
And now and as a player, my wife is here to find out if I get that unicorn back.
Wow, I'm really glad we didn't go with that other title we were thinking about then.
Right.
Yes. So, and then to set the scene with Griffith there, you're also like a big, tall, stark man thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah.
Sorry. I'm shark. I got shark teeth. Very blacked out skin, purple eyes, and very intimidating. Not as intimidating as my wife, but close to it.
Perfect.
And and one last thing is I have a 3-headed dog
Oh yes,
that has helped.
Cerberus. We
It's
haven't
more
seen Cerberus lately.
who's apparently more helpful than I am at this point. Does more things and helps us out more.
I wouldn't go that far, but Cerberus has been helpful. Yes. Yes, and then we have got it. Katrina here, or Maribel.
Hey, I play Maribel, a very well-to-do lady in the city who is the second in command of the gang. She is the slide. She likes collecting people's secrets, especially yours.
Nice. So yeah, last time we all went out to the docks. We were ready to greet Lorena, Griffith's wife, as her ship arrived from Tycheros, bringing her and her unicorn. Things got a little complicated with Griffith's rival, Pasta, the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Some glowing moths to highlight where you guys were in a crowd on the docks happened. Griffith took a pretty heavy shot from a sniper rifle. there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of running around on the docks. There were some explosions. There was an escaped unicorn with like an alligator head and like a twisted horn, and it like grabbed a guy and like shook him around in the sky and like slammed him against the thing and ate him. And
Yeah,
so
deuces on that one.
Maribel
I'm out.
got to take off on her own. Ohm and Demas, you and Lorena did make it out of there. And Griffith, you got out of there too, but like you were on your own because you got like knocked into the van.
And there's a moment where Ohm was pretty certain that we were the only two left in the gang. Because it was like, there's some sniper murdering everybody.
Of course there was.
And surely nobody works alone. So there's other people. Maribel's gone, right? Griffith is in the drink with guards all around him. It's like, oh.
I like that idea that like in missions, like Ohm's object permanence is just like not that great.
No,
If you're out of
it
sight, you're
isn't.
dead. If you're out of sight, you're dead. When it's mission time, out of sight is dead.
Yeah, there's no Milos or Raja. It's
No,
just
yeah.
They're
Milos.
also dead. They didn't even come here. They're dead.
Yeah,
now. It's,
yeah, no,
what
exactly.
are we gonna do?
Ohm
Now,
is
is that
very-
that Ohm has an issue with object permanence, or that Ohm's version of like speaking Akarosi or whatever like the local tongue is so bad that like Ohm just doesn't grasp the difference in verbiage between
I like that.
present,
There's just
like
a loss in
not
translation.
present and dead, like that's why like somebody went to like Demas went to prison. It's like Demas is out of house.
Yeah.
It's like
It just gives
it's
the
like is that
wrong
the-
emphasis on the word gone. Like,
Yeah,
they're
it's
gone.
the same word. It's the same word in Tychophosi. Gone is to be dead and to not be here, and so it gets kind
It's
of
just the
confusing.
same. It's weird.
That actually happens, and
I'm
it
into
is
that.
equally as comical in real life.
I love it. So yeah.
So it's like the whole like uh Inuit or like native people from like the Arctic have like 44 words for snow kind of scenario. Yeah, it's like there's
The Intuit people.
outside the house. There's like mowing the lawn version of gone. There's like dead
Mhm.
version of gone. There's like
All of that is there. Yes. And but Ohm also does not do great at conceiving. Object permanence is a problem for Ohm. That is 100% true.
It's like the adult form of like ADHD object permanence issues, where like I had this drink, I sat it down, gone.
yeah.
So your
I had-
apartment is
I
just
had a
littered
cousin.
with cans.
I had a cousin. It went into the water. It's gone now.
Gone. It's just
Gone. It's just gone. Maribel was gone before the party even started.
I know. Yeah, I looked
Yes.
at the horse where Maribel should be. It wasn't there. Horse ate her, obviously.
It was a hungry goat. A hungry goat.
Oh yeah,
ate her.
no, not a horse, a goat, a whole goat.
Really, we're
So
not going to go
this
like
is
the
what
full,
we
full
do.
opposite direction.
This right here is what we do 15 minutes before the show starts, ladies and gentlemen.
we psychoanalyze MTM because what a wealth of content exists. Within Ohm exists volumes.
That's just home. When we get to the other characters, just keep us on. Frankly, we're lucky we make it on here. So
Yep, it's true. Okay, so what are we doing right now?
I think right now, I think we kind of open with like Ohm and Demas and Lorena, maybe making it, and early Griffith at the same time, where like the rally point at the end of the score was supposed to be Welker Manor, and I think this is like other people starting to arrive at Welker Manor. And sort of like as you guys are kind of like frantic, like you're come up, you've had your like our hidden path where we cut through Brightstone through the alleys behind the thing and the sub tunnel to like stay out of view and stuff like that until we made it over to like where Welker Manor is, over on the other edge of the city. Kind of getting there and like the gates, there's like a wrought iron gate kind of thing that's open. And as you kind of like make it there, you're kind of like, hold up, kind of like the cloak pulled up, make it inside. And there's probably Maribel just kind of hanging out, waiting there for you. I'll let Katrina be. You can set the scene as people here arrive at Welker Manor.
Yeah, they'd be allowed in by the help staff and brought immediately to the parlor where Maribel is sitting, sipping on a cup of tea, and tea is waiting for the rest. She looks completely calm and satisfied, I guess, with herself.
Yeah, and Demas would sit down and take a cup of tea and pour from a flask into the tea. You seem relaxed.
Is like profusely sweating and and looks over and looks very relieved that you're there. And probably heavier than normal kind of crashes into whatever chair or what have you. You know, probably I would imagine that Ohm is very like gingerly whenever they get in and out of furniture, but now is like throwing themselves into a thing for the immediate comfort of it kind of thing.
Do you want
Didn't
some?
I get picked up by the police?
No,
No.
we
I mean,
didn't
you
do
got
that
picked- you
because
got
it would have
pitched
given
to-
us heat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
I think you
as
got picked
when
up, but we
Griffith-
paid them.
Yes. Yeah.
So you just gave them money and then they left you alone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now I think
Demas
as
has money.
Griffith, as you get here, Griffith, that like Mr. Creedon, the guy who's like, oh, hello, welcome, help take care of the estate and all that kind of thing. When you arrive, he is like, you stay here in the foyer for a moment, and then like he goes and like he comes back with like a towel. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll fetch you something else to sit on. Like, don't come sitting on the velvet furniture, place.
Thank you, sir.
Guy who just got fished out of the ocean.
And then I'll walk in. Well, that went well.
Oh, I think it went wonderfully.
On one hand, yes. And, Demas would make sure that, Lorena has already had a place to sit and everything like that. So on one hand, yes, kind of gesturing to her. On another, perhaps more complicated hand, no, it went very poorly. I would love to hear the part that went well.
Where's the
I
unicorn?
think Lorena will kind of grimace a little bit at the like part of it went poorly section.
Yeah. Looking over at Griffith, Owen would ask, "Where's the unicorn?"
That's complicated. But the simple answer, Skurlock has it now.
That seems quite simple. That doesn't seem complicated at all.
See, do we really want somebody like that to have a demon unicorn that's trying to power a giant suit of armor to destroy the city?
I don't think it's to destroy the city, but you draw good points.
Plus, I'm sorry, I'm a little angry right now across the board. I mean, dear, I love that you're here. I'm glad that the crew got you safe, but it's been complicated here recently.
Griffith,
I think
perhaps sit and have a
Lorena-
cup of tea.
I think Lorena will try to broach the subject of like, what happened, like who shot at you, what's going on with that kind of thing.
I would
As
tell her
Mr.
about
Creedon comes back in and he has like this like pad of gauze and he's like he puts it on the front of your shoulder, Griffith, and he's like puts your hand on it to hold it in place while he's like walking around you with a strip of gauze, like
Oh,
Let-
yeah.
strap
Let
it.
thank you. Could you see to?
I will, yes. You with the dirty hands, stop. And then Ohm spits in their hands to get everything ready to go over and
He
takes
gets
care
that
of
like
it.
dirty hands. Well, I know. Like,
It's fine. More tea and some whiskey for the guests. Go on, Griffith.
So, Castus, the bounty hunter, the one that's been chasing us for a while, found out about you coming and set a trap. That's who was there, I would assume.
It was.
It's good. You saw her. Identified her.
Oh, I spoke with her.
Wait, what?
When?
Somewhere after she shot Griffith, but before she could shoot him any more.
You mentioned that this job went very well. Please
It did.
elaborate on that.
I went up to the rooftop after I spotted her raining hellfire down on the docks. Spoke with her, made a deal with her, and I think that we could trap her and get rid of the problem.
This deal.
Yes.
What did it? What's the details of this deal?
Well, in talking with her, we agreed that she wouldn't chase the gang around, and I would deliver you and your wife to a place that's within our hunting grounds. I gave her a document with no names that listed an address, the Crimson Cat within the warehouses at our hunting grounds. Made the deal with her to drop off you two. We agreed. I put my mask back on and made her forget about the entire thing. It delayed her enough so you guys could get out. And we can now go about creating a plan to get her ourselves if we want to continue with that course. Or we could give you up, but I thought that maybe perhaps we didn't want to do that.
That would be unwise. But
Maribel looks at Demas.
Demas is straight up like unwise.
But luckily, it looks like you guys were only shot once, and we're just down a unicorn, which is okay in my books. Are you all right besides that?
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, indeed. Winded, but good. And this will heal.
Thank
I
you,
think
cousin.
Lorena would want more information on the whole the guy who has the unicorn, and you said something about that'll suit to destroy the city or something. Like, what's that about? Like,
Long
would-
story short, well,
Ohm would probably like tap you, or like grab your shoulder, and look at Demas.
Maribel nods approvingly at Ohm's idea. Good job.
I suppose it falls to me then. Lord Skurlock is what I believe is referred to as a vampire. Quite old, quite powerful, a lot of resources. Has a relatively equal antagonist in Satara, a storm demon, which we've had some dealings with as well. I understand this might be a lot. Just try to keep up for the moment. Lord Skurlock has a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire when it comes to crafting things and machinations, which we scarcely understand at the moment. But this man is also now in possession of your unicorn, I believe is how you refer to that creature we saw on the docks. And that's the short of it.
Four legs, one horn. It's a unicorn. It's
Ikarosi war unicorn, yes.
Okay. I'm ignorant to your culture, so I appreciate the information on that front.
Indeed.
But that is the situation we find ourselves in that if we wish to retrieve this unicorn, we must place ourselves against this Lord Skurlock, which we already, in a manner of speaking, are, as we've had several dealings with this demon, this aforementioned demon Satara. But this would be a much more direct sort of opposition rather than circumstantial.
I would say that right now we're gnats to Skurlock. There, but not so annoying. I think we become mosquitoes or more harmful things should we continue this course.
We've been noticed, which is already not ideal. But actually raising a hand against him directly would be, I feel, perhaps a bit outside of our current resources,
I have to agree with Demas.
to put it lightly. And that is the situation as it stands, as I understand it. You must understand who's incarcerated for some time. I've been sort of catching up.
Feels like all of it.
That's long of the short of it, hon.
I would say that's probably like a medium amount of detail if I had to put it on a spectrum.
So somebody who's building a weapon to fight somebody.
We don't
with
know if
knives.
it's a weapon.
Unicorn.
Your husband speaks out of turn. We just know that it's
It is a Sparkcraft invention of some complexity, perhaps even a what are they called?
Hull.
A hull, yes, which contains a soul.
It contains a mighty soul. We contended with a hull that had a shard of the same
That's
demon
the power
energy.
source.
Indeed, and that power source was almost able to torch our entire hideout. And that was a shard of it.
Thankfully, the soul within was insignificant and has been dealt with. But you know, if someone competent were put in charge of such a machine with the rest of the power source, that could be.
Rates went up for bus of us.
But at the same
Unfortunate.
time, we don't know what that plan is, but nor do I really want to interfere with it at this moment or get any closer to Skurlock than we are.
Well, raises a fair point.
Okay.
How important is this creature?
How many are left in the world? Looking at Lorena.
A handful at most. And, to somebody with, like, I understand you're a tinkerer, you're a person of mechanical intent. Like, to people who are more on the alchemical and arcane end of the spectrum, it's like, that could be a source of components of significant.
Yes. You can make all manner of powerful things with your alchemistry. I know this. Nobody needs to dig up old news.
Like, I don't want us to turn into the argument you had at the wedding reception again. But you have to understand.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying.
It's like, okay.
Ohm drops it. Ohm drops it, looks away. Gives up entirely on the discussion.
Look, I get what you two are saying.
I feel like there's a but coming, but
So, yeah. That felt like
there's
the
always
cough
a
at
but.
the middle of the sentence. But
Don't worry about it. I just need to get fixed up right now.
Demas, when he says don't worry about it, I worry about it like 10 times more.
That's when it really begins, I think.
Right? How about we worry about it now, Griffith?
I'm confused. Are we
We're gonna handle
recovering the unicorn would prevent Skurlock from achieving some notable power and return our possession.
Maybe he just wants to put it in a menagerie. We have no idea what he wants it for.
These creatures are very powerful.
And he's very powerful and has a lot of coin. Powerful people like to show things off.
Yeah,
Let's
but
not jump into he's going to use it for some powerful thing or whatever without knowing more.
And that's what I'm saying. We gotta know more.
I think the first thing that we need to deal with is the fact that your two are still being hunted.
Oh yeah, no.
That's at the top of the list. I want her dead. There was a chance that for peace, but I would like her dead.
If we could make some money along the way, that would certainly allow me to sleep easier as well. So let's keep that at the forefront of consideration.
I think
Maybe
Lorena
she's
will
wanting-
second your thoughts on Costa there, Griffith. I want her dead. It's like, yes. No, I've had enough of her.
I certainly agree that type of annoyance should not be left to fester.
Who are the bounties
Um,
to? Who put bounties out on you?
For Lorena, it's probably the Emperor's army or whatever. What's it called, Mike?
There's just like the Imperial military, like
The
they refer to him as like the immortal emperor, but yeah.
the
Like you
immortal
do.
Emperor is probably who wants her because her family and my family in Junction fought them, and we have a bone to pick with them. That's why I'm
Have that
here.
in common, then.
Right. As for me, take your pick, Maribel. I've been in this city long enough to make enemies long before I met you guys. But most likely, I did kill a couple. What's the he snaps his fingers because he keeps forgetting. The player keeps forgetting Ethan's people. Not the people that you fight.
Scotlanders.
Well, who do you have a problem with? Is it the consulate
The
or
emperor. Well, the consulate. Yes. They're,
well
you know,
the
pretenders, but that's it.
not to be completely honest, I killed a couple of them
That
out of the
seems to be a thing that you do.
I mean, I'm a hound. I get paid to track and sometimes take care of.
Lately, you
And
haven't been paid for anything.
this is before.
People like this bounty hunter have enemies. So if we look into that, we should be able to find her enemies, potentially make our own payday.
Yes, we don't. Okay, this Custer problem is a problem. We don't move on it until it earns us money. Okay? I think that should be a bit of reprioritizing in this because the less we make money, the less we can do, the less resources we can acquire. And if we're going to get a unicorn back from Lord Skurlock or someone as powerful as such, we need resources. I hope that makes sense.
It does.
Yes.
Excellent.
We have a time limit if we are to meet her at the warehouse.
Then perhaps we should get busy.
Agreed.
And Demas will down the rest of his cup of tea with unidentified alcohol within.
I will take my leave.
Because there's only the moon. Yeah. Yeah. So I think at that point we kind of like we've regrouped and gotten an idea of what's in the future for us here. But everybody does still need their downtime to character things, like deal with that whole bullet wound.
Yeah.
So we can start dealing with that, and then we can start doing some things around the city, around gathering information and stuff like that afterwards. So yeah, it does definitely sound like having go like hold the spoon in the candle flame and then like go poking it into the bowl and Griffin's shoulders and on maybe.
That is exactly what does. Maybe here at the manor.
Well, you don't know who's following anybody on the streets here. There's an angry bounty hunter out there. So.
Right. So I kind of need him healed up a little bit.
So maybe
That
Mr.
would've been
Creedon brings in some extra sheets to lay down in the guest room.
We can do it in the basement. You have like a sump pit I can wash my hands in. That'd be good.
Wow.
Guys, every time Every time Ohm heals somebody, I describe them dirtying their hands with spit or some kind of
yes.
static water. Like
We've
every time.
gotten it. We got it.
It's to build up your immune system. How else are you going to be immune to it?
That's right. That's right. Get all
Um,
fortified. Anything that
I
can
mean,
survive in here is going to give you strength.
So
Icky.
agreed. Um, so yeah, I mean, Mr. Creed and Alaska, like where should I take them?
so do I roll the healing?
Um,
I forget.
I forget how we've done it before. I think the person getting healed rolled the dice,
Yep.
Right.
but they get
Okay.
the dice based on old stuff.
Yeah, and so you get 4 dice for your heal check
Cool.
from me, and I don't know if you get extra for you.
No, I don't. What would be Tinker?
No, like
Now,
if you have a special ability that allows you to get an extra die whenever you get healed
Let me
or something like
see.
that.
do you have one where
I
like
don't,
one of the ticks on your clock is permanently filled?
that is
I think it was that you or was that Milos who had that one?
no. I have tough as nails, which is basically I'm always one less than the actual damage. So instead of losing a die, I get a less
Yeah.
effect on all my rolls. So I will submit, and I get 3 ticks on my clock.
Yeah. So that leaves you one short.
Yep.
No, sorry, with the 5 you get 2 ticks on the clock.
Oh, 2 ticks. Well, we'll call it a day.
Um, so yeah, you'd still need 2 more ticks to go down. Either that would have to be bought as like coin upgrades, or you're gonna have to spend your other downtime action going and visiting somebody else for some medical headgear.
I mean, I'll spend my other downtime action getting healed, right? I can do that without costing a
Yeah.
coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, real quick, how are you on stress? Do you need to go in?
I got 5, and I have that feeling that today's going to be the day that roll 20 says, absolutely, you're going to hit 6, and I'm going to disappear, and I don't need that.
Come
I'll take
So
the
how
on, you got all your bad rolls out last night.
No,
Oh.
no.
You had
See, I
so many
started
wins.
roll 20. It's funny. It's like, oh, he'll start out really well in the beginning and then suck at the key points. Right now, it's gonna be like, hey, you're gonna roll a 6 right now.
so
I'd
how
rather
how many
not.
traumas do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, because if you don't indulge stress, if you don't indulge vice, you're gonna get 2 stress at the end of downtime.
That's right. All right. Well, yeah. I guess I'm gonna indulge my vice then.
Sweet. That's the right way.
So, yeah, I'll head down to my dice game. Bring my lovely bride down to
Bring Marina with you.
see. Yep.
Yeah, Spogs is the dice game in the back is going as you come into the front of the bar. The guy behind the bar is like, "Oh, Griffith, hey, good to see you again." And like confused, like who's this other person with you? And that blood soaked into your shirt. Are you okay?
This is my lovely wife. Yeah. She just
Like,
got off
oh,
the
yeah.
boat. I'm
Like,
I'm
got some
I'm
tough
half kind of
nonsense.
cuckoo. I'm half cuckoo from Ohm's probably weird anesthetic saliva acid
Works.
thing.
You got healed. Don't complain.
Appreciate you. And I was like, I'm just here to. It's been a long day. Let's just say.
All right.
So
Well, like he pours your usual. Is like asks if he can get Lorena something. So, yeah. Game's going in the back.
appreciate
She's
you.
like, happy to see you. I have this vision of like going to see Ohm and him saying to anybody that like, oh, this is going to hurt. We better give you an anesthetic and like, like digging around in like the little pocket. You're like, what's this?
Let's see.
But yeah, I'm sorry. He does like all right, like wave you through the curtain into the back room where there's the dice game going
He's not. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of in a bad. Ghost is in a bad mood. He's happy, but he's also in a bad mood because he feels like he's gotten played. And
Man, that engagement roll that put us
yeah,
in the desperate position, that was desperate. I felt desperate the whole
yeah.
time. Like that was solid.
Like
That was a
he's
solid
not.
close where we die.
Demas and Maribel make good points, and he's fighting his natural urge just to go solve it himself. You know, to just attempt to solve it by doing a little bit of research and trying to figure out if a vampire can be killed in the old-fashioned way with a bullet to the head. But he's not going to do that yet. Okay, so I got a knockoff one.
It's one stress. That's better than nothing. It's
I
always
take it
holding in a
back.
pick
Can
up.
we just give him to her? Can I take back what I said and just give Ghost to the bounty hunter? That's what I thought. Ethan, you and I will talk offline.
Yeah, so we kind of have that scene of like you there playing the dice. It's not going great, but like you're not like totally losing money or anything. And, like Lorena's sipping the drink, probably more and paying more attention to that, and that she's like here with you than like the dice game not necessarily being her thing. So,
Hmm.
but we can kind of like fade out at that point. Um, oh, actually, I think when you leave, um, Cobb, I think is the guy who runs the bar. Runs in, it's like, oh, hey, he'll pull you aside while Lorena's there. Like, I know. Sorry, I didn't want to bring this up in front of your wife, but it's uh, somebody left this for you. It's this big, kind of, it's not real big, but like it's an envelope with some things. I think
Ooh.
if you,
Who left this?
he will say he doesn't know. Like somebody gave it to like one of like the kids who were cleaning up tables and stuff when he wasn't actually out here. And, it's labeled with your name, so you're passes it along.
Can I do a survey just to kind of scan the bar to see if anything's there or anybody's watching me take this?
Um, I mean, you don't see anybody who's like paying special attention anywhere.
Hmm.
Like there's people around, they're nursing their drinks. Like somebody may glance once in a while, but nothing that's like out of the ordinary. So, um, you do see like, a couple of like, you see Scannon and like another guy who used to be a lamp black back in one of the corners, but they're doing a lot of swaying and like meandering fingers as they're talking to one another back there.
Hmm.
But they're like the only named characters that are going to show up in like the room. The rest is all like drunken commoners.
Right. I will thank Spog and be like, I appreciate it, my friend. Probably tip him a little more, not like quite because I don't have much on me right now. But
Yeah.
and then I'll look at the envelope. Is it an emblem that I recognize? Is there like a wax emblem or something I would recognize that this might be from somebody?
No, I think the
I'm,
front of
I'm
the
gonna.
envelope the front of the envelope is labeled Griffith in like nice
Right.
flowy cursive with like a heart over the eye.
Oh, lovely.
Or both
I
of them, I
open it
guess.
up.
There's two of them, right?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
it's
open it up.
the only thing in there is like it's probably about yay long. Is a
Hmm.
spent shell casing.
Cool. I put the shell casing in my pocket, and me and me and my wife walk back to the base. and I have a plan for that shell casing. But I need to talk to my cousin first.
Yeah, I think like Lorena like opens like a parasol over the two of you. It's like starting to drizzle. Fades to black and onto like whatever the next kind of character montage is.
Yep.
So yeah, who else? Who else has an idea for what they're trying to do with downtime here?
I would like to tie up some loose ends if I could.
Okay.
Not in like a murdery way, but I believe I was very close, if not like done with that whole finding my puppet for the Scotland consulate.
Yeah, let me
Or
my question.
yeah, I have like one tick on that, and then I want to work on like that whole consulate business, see if I can't get that, more solid. To where, if we have a spare moment between our vampire and demon war, we can, take a minute to get some political plays going.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so you got clocks. What you gonna do about
so I think I want to definitely finish up that put someone under my sway thing, which has like one tick left. I definitely want to finish that up. I want, to kind of deliver the thing I need to deliver to where it's like done. Yes, absolutely. Kind of thing. Instead of like,
Okay.
because I've got the guy picked out, I've got kind of the method of convincing. Well, the guy or gal, I don't think we've actually determined that, but they've been picked out. I have my blackmail. I just need to sort of deliver it. And I think I'd like to have that meeting.
Okay. Yeah, so I think since I just went and like grabbed names out of the book, um, the person that the person who like seems like a really good fit is Laudius Kinflay.
How do I spell it?
Laudius
Okay.
Kinclaith.
I'm probably gonna have to get that last name again, but not right now.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I think I've
Yeah,
spelled it
so
right, but just double check later.
yeah,
But
um, and I think Laudius works in like finance at the
of course he
consulate,
does.
like in terms of like that kind of thing. And I think that part of like when we were doing all of this setup, that part of this was that you've definitely managed to find evidence that like Laudius has been Laudius has had some sort of arrangement with like the warden from Ironhawk, right? Like he showed up in those documents, and that's where we started tracking him down. And that working in finance has been a perfect place for him to be skimming off the top for the 15 years that he's been doing it. So, like, there are plenty of opportunities for saying, going in and saying, "Look, I know you're mine now."
Yes. I have a big like folder of documents that I'll just hand him, and then I have the those are copies, but I have the actual folder in my jacket where I'm just like, in case it's not clear what's happening.
Yeah. So is that just like at like whatever the like coffee shop is that he stops at every morning before heading to the consulate? Like,
Yeah,
Mr.
I'd
Kincaid,
buy him
I'd like to
his
talk to you
coffee,
for a
and
moment.
buy his coffee, invite him over to a table, just be like, I think we need to have a conversation.
Yes. It's this little like Peruvian shop. That does like the little tiny cups with like cinnamon in the coffee kind of deal. Little tiny spoons. Um, but he's very, oh, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah, I think Demas would phrase it in sort of a way of, how would you like to have a lot more power than you currently have?
I think he'll like lean back and kind of like, One eyebrow kind of like goes up and arches. What exactly is it that you're offering?
I'm
This
offering a
actually sounds like it
future.
calls for a handout.
Yeah. What Demas will say, I'm offering a future in your career, as opposed to the unfortunate alternative. And he would, slide his probably larger than one would want to see this portfolio of
Oh yeah.
blackmail documentation. And part of that is intentional, as in like things were, printed or written larger than they should be, to where it appears very substantial. Like when you got
Some
to
of it
make
is like
page
this
count.
entire coffee table book full of like photos. Yeah.
It's like when you got to
pretty
make your
scary.
page count, so you change the font size of all your periods to like 14 or whatever, to where it's not like that noticeable, but like it's getting the job done.
Spoken like a professor who has to look at this stuff.
Well, and also spoken as a student
Or
who's had to do
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah.
second
It's
one
both.
was my thought.
It's both, which is so fun to navigate in one's mind. Knowing that Quizlet exists and yet still giving exams where Quizlet is applicable. That's the thing. Oh, this guy's perfect.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
right. Like that's the kind of guy you blackmail into.
I could make that face. Pretty close. You're pretty close.
You need a deeper set cheeks under those cheekbones. What you need, yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite have dimples like that.
I love this guy.
Yes. So Laudius King Clay. Let's see what you convince him to do, which will take very little convincing at this point.
That's the idea.
Yes.
And I think this is probably a sway. Like I don't think I can really rely on consort for this.
Yeah. This is
Like I just don't feel that way. I'm sure mechanically it's all well and good or whatever, but I'll roll my one die and sway, since there's not a lot writing on. I don't think I have any bonuses here. No. It is what it is. So okay, well, it gets the job done.
yeah. I mean, you only needed
And no
one tick
more.
on one clock. Yeah. That's congratulations. You have found a patsy. You have someone who is willing to do your bidding once put into place. All that remains is to oust Marakartis.
Yeah, and Demas would make very clear
Whether
that
whether that is she gets a pink slip or goes home in a box, that's kind of your call. Yeah.
all Demas would say is that there perhaps will be a position opening up for someone of his stature very soon.
I think he does that thing where like yeah it's like okay I'm willing to take that, but like he's also like he's seen all the other stuff that's here in the folder, and like he knows that like that's not it's not necessarily a gift you're giving him, right? Like you will do this and you don't get a choice. You this is what you do now.
But it will
Yeah.
be lucrative, right?
Oh yeah.
It will be lucrative. You will benefit, but your choices are certainly limited. I won't mince words on that. And I think that's probably where like the one or like the two comes in, right? Is that he is not mincing words on any of this. It's not everybody walks away feeling good about the deal. It's very much a like, I will do this. Okay. That's not great, but I will. Okay. But yeah, I think that is appropriate and what I was after.
Yeah, then we can kind of fade out on that scene and then see what else is going on here. Did you know what your other downtime is, or do you want to see what somebody else wants to do here?
I'm just clearing stress for my other one, but if somebody else wants to do something in the meantime, that's fine.
I know what my 3 actions are. If you want me to go.
Sure.
Cool. I say that, and then I'm like, what did I think of? I need to clear heat for the crew. I will be going to the Rosy Devil again, and just talking with people. Hyping up some things, bringing down the hype on some other things. You know, that shit that happened at the docks, crazy, yo.
Oh, wonder who that could have been. I know it wasn't the Faceless, because the Faceless would never go someplace like the docks. Yeah.
That's not our scene. Brightstone? No, Crow's Foot all the time. That's
We're
us.
allergic to water. Everybody knows
Yeah,
this.
everybody. Faceless, allergic to water. So I think I
Like
would
there's
be
one person in the bar. It's like when there's something like that. It's like, yeah, I heard it makes their fancy masks they wear break.
and that's it.
Why is
Yep.
this? This is very much coming across to be as like what would be a musical number in a Disney film, of just like, it couldn't have been them. They'd never be there, and then everybody like has like a chorus where they do their thing. Like, I don't know why it just hit me like that.
Good.
I'm
I
enjoying
love
it.
it.
Can that also involve like banjos and dancing frogs? Because I feel like that needs
Absolutely.
that one.
It's
It
the
has
Rosy
to.
Devil. Anything's possible.
Has to. Sway says that I can change attitudes with manipulation, and I feel that that's like a thing that I do. I also, during downtime, you get +1 result level when you acquire an asset or reduce heat. So Sway, the position and the other thing and effect don't matter, right?
Right.
So does the +1 mean I get a bonus die, or it just will pull 1 heat off?
It will go up one category regardless of what the die rolls. Right. If you get a 1 to 3, it counts as a 4 to 5. If you get a 6, it counts as
Oh, right, because that's how heat works, right?
Yeah.
I play too many games. I don't know how things work.
All the dice.
6,
Whoa!
5, 4.
6.
Whoa! Goes up to a
Dang.
crit.
Yeah, so that's a crit which clears 5 heat.
Yes.
3,
Cool.
5. So that leaves the crew with 2.
It's better than.
It's good enough.
That is
Right?
amazing.
Chill with that.
Cool. My second action is to go gambling and indulge my vice. With the homies.
Okay.
Crack open a cold one.
Yeah. Some very nice sparkling wine.
We catch you like not just like we have like the beginning of your trip to get there in Brightstone where like it's all white marble and really well lit, and then like crossing the big long bridge out to White Crown where it is like it might as well be daylight in White Crown. Like
Yeah.
they have all the money, they have all the lights running all the time. It is sparkling. The big thing difference between Bright Crown and here is that like you go from having lots of guys in like spiffy like blue coat uniforms. Like you cross the big ass bridge, and it's all guys in like imperial military dress uniforms guarding the streets. There's like the huge like Lord Governor's mansion and all that kind of stuff, and then there's like the Dusk Club, I think is the name of it, where you're
Yes, the Dusk Manor Club.
Dusk Manor Club, where it's
My
it's
home
kind
away
of
from
set back a
home.
little bit, but it's a very very fancy spot.
Yes, I love it so. So I would like to play some cards and indulge my vice.
Okay.
Sure. Clicky the button. No bonus
Okay.
dice. Right?
I feel like in the past when we've done it, we've given you an extra die for the whole like I can tell when people are lying thing.
Okay. I won't say no, sir.
I don't want to feel like unfair to anybody else, but like I think it's done there. 6, yes.
Whew! I have exactly 6.
Yes.
Yeah, I have exactly 6.
Good.
Cool. I am using my third action from calculating, from the ability calculating. It's not mine. I think it's the spider's. It's not in the slide book. It's on the spider's book.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is it? Did you add it to your character sheet, or is it just?
I did.
Oh, okay.
It's the thing that grants us. I think both Demas and I have it, right?
I do not have it.
Okay, just me.
But I took some dips. for
I'm
a
gonna be
while in my-
selfish and use it for myself, but kind of use it for the crew. I would like. I'm not quite sure. Let me tell you what I want the end result to be, and see if we can get there.
Okay.
I want to find a person or acquire an asset or get information of who we can turn this bounty hunter over to for a payday. Like preferably dead. Like we would like to turn the dead person in for a payday. None of this captured bullshit.
It's way too complicated. We are not up to that challenge.
I don't want her to
One
get
person. You can kill
loose
one
and
person. You've killed more than one person before. That's fine.
No. Killing, yes. Capturing, no. No. We tried that. It almost burned down a hideout.
Too complicated.
It's not gonna work.
I think the thing that's there in my mind is that I don't know that you need to spend a downtime action on that. That can be a conversation you do in like free play, like finding somebody to talk to about that.
oh, okay.
I mean, if you have somebody like on your list who you feel like you could go to with it, right? Like that may be the thing that takes a downtime action is like who do we go to try to.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
get
my
us- get us
list.
on track.
It wouldn't be me. It would have to be one of the other guys.
I have an information broker on my list.
We have a corpse
So-
thief.
I think
That
the
could be something.
information broker might be the better way to go.
Mm.
We might
Parts
get
is parts,
paid.
right? Different game.
Also, a blue coat archivist if it's like an actual like legal bounty.
Ooh.
I got a few-
Yeah.
What about,
So,
I
like,
have some
a-
shrewd friends.
Yeah.
so we can not use a downtime action and talk to someone's friends.
Yeah. We
Is that
can have
okay?
a scene where like you do that to gather information.
Oh,
I
we
can
straight up
actually go
have
do that.
we straight up have a deal broker
Oh, well then, there we go.
in the cruise sheet.
I can actually do that and get us an extra die on our engagement roll if I do,
Cool.
because that's gathering information on the score.
Oh, the crew sheet ones I think are a little different, David.
Oh, okay, dude, boo.
Like you have a contact, not like a bunch of people.
Oh, okay. We don't know all those people. Damn. All right,
Yeah,
fair enough.
at the character level, like you know everybody off this list, and then one is good and one is bad.
Okay, my
I think
apologies
at the
for that
crew list it's
distraction.
one, but I'm not positive about
Is using a cohort a downtime action?
that. If you can have a cohort perform some kind of downtime action for you, yeah. What are you thinking of having a cohort do?
So I have Zamira,
Mhm.
the gutter snipe, and I need someone, I think, to kind of keep a lookout for the place that I'm setting up this trap. And yeah, keeping an eye out so that we can start to set up the trap without any questions.
Okay. I think unless there's something special you wanted them to accomplish in doing that, I think that Zamira and the Gutter Snipes can get that done in general.
Okay.
You can just kind of task them with like. I
I'm
need to
trying
keep an
so
eye
hard
on
to
it.
use my other downtime action, Mike. I'm trying so
I know.
hard.
I know. It's just.
If you want, you can give it to Ohm, and Ohm can get even more progress done on masks. Right? There are other things we can spend actions on.
Yes.
Uh,
I'll do
Also,
some mask
you can
stuff.
use them on training to just swap them for XP.
Oh yeah, neat.
So
Um,
Did we ever get the? I think we did. No, we don't have the personal training.
Yeah, we haven't spent our achievement yet, or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
still
were gonna do
figuring out
that.
what the crew advancement is going to be.
Was that
Mhm. I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm still gonna be selfish. I'm gonna finish out work on my clock for improving standing with the citizens of Crowsfoot with Maribel and the Gutter Snipes. That's my new band name. Maribel and the Gutter Snipes.
Okay. Yeah. So like, what? Tell me one action that you're going to use to figure out your dice pool and roll for that.
So we are continuing to kind of work with them. Like Zamira's like good, like right, like she's like second tier. She's doing great. I think we are continuing
Her
to
like
teach
junior slide badge. Yes.
side badge, yeah. Having the Gutter Snipes go out, kind of collect information, like learn the best ways to do that. And I think I either a prowl or I guess a sway, like for what what we're kind of showing them how to do, so that they can be useful to us. My heart says sway because that's what I do, but I could also prowl.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out like, so are you talking about like Maribel doing it or like sending the Gutter Snipes to do it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
In terms of like trying to figure out like, how many dice do we give somebody to do this?
I'm having the Gutter Snipes do it, like trying to improve the standing of the citizens, but I'm saying that like I'm telling the Gutter Snipes what to kind of do.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they have 2 dice to do that. Yeah. So if the Gutter Snipes are going to be the ones to go and do that, that will be it's a fortune roll with 2 dice for how the Gutter Snipes do.
We'll do that. 5 and a 4.
5 and a 4. So that is a mixed result. 2 ticks on the clock. And let me change the clock. There we go. And 2.
Bam.
So almost there. Yeah.
And then at the end of my downtime action, I get 2 additional coin.
Cool.
So that fills me up to stash. And so I put 1 into stash and then I have just a coin, right?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Yeah, you should check out that one, Demas. It's a special ability.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
2 coin every downtime action? Or every downtime phase? Yeah.
That'd be pretty good for like a nice retirement. What you gonna do?
That is all the things I would like to do.
Perfect. How about what's he been up to here?
Yeah, so Ohm has to get kind of busy. Ohm has a lot of things that need done. Ohm is going to heal. I kind of messed things up with my last healer. Who is the one that we have? The
Griffith knows one, I think.
Yeah, Griffith knows the ex-military guy.
I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah,
Because you kind of
Sawbone
messed
or
things
whatever.
up with Milos's
Yeah,
friend, who's a
yeah,
physical.
yeah. Sawbone, I think it was his name.
Sawtooth.
Sawtooth. There it is. Sawtooth. Yeah. I went
Yeah,
digging into his
Sawtooth. Yeah,
into his
Sawtooth doesn't
personal
want you
effects.
coming
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah.
Melver is still willing to like see you. Like,
Yeah. I haven't dug through Melver's underwear drawer just yet, looking for signs
Yeah.
of occultism.
But I'm expecting it for this trip, so that's
Ohm is trying to figure out all the occults apparently. Accidentally just bumping into like, oh, there's a whole nother cult here. Let's find out about them.
yeah.
You should just go talk to Milos.
Right. That's gonna be when Milos is back in scene. Is gonna be like, by the way, did you know?
David,
As
would you
soon as y'all
mind
need
if
somebody
That
to
reminds me.
just
I'm kind of.
What was that, Griffith?
David, would you mind if Ghost tag along?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna tag along with you.
Yeah, show me the way.
Does Lorena go too, or?
I would
just
actually,
you?
because of after I got that shell, I would actually have her stay at the hideout for right now.
Okay.
So as we're walking, does Griffith bring anything up?
He would actually start talking to you and Takarosi, just because he's feeling kind of guarded right now.
Sure.
And
And we're Taikarosi. That's what you do.
yeah, and he shows you the bullet casing,
Oh.
and he's like, "This was left for me, back at my dice game, at Spogs."
Ohm reaches out to handle it if you'll let them.
Yeah.
And takes it and looks at it. It's been used.
I have a feeling this is the casing with the slug that went through my shoulder.
Oh. This is hers. As
Yeah.
Ohm like tastes the powder, the residue powder that's left inside the thing. It's high grade. It's good.
Very good. Which brings me up. When you have the time, there can only be a handful of people who make ammunition like this.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find out who or what, or at least an area where this can be manufactured.
Ohm studies it on their way over. Looks at the blasting cap, if it's rim fire or dot, like looks at all that stuff to kind of figure out the structure of the round, and start to come up with that kind of idea. And Ohm says, well, there are two ways to get this kind of ammunition, I would think. Certainly making it by a skilled and maybe digitally challenged person. Sometimes they lose fingers in the process, but also stolen. I think this is a military issue.
I would agree. Also, I mean, he takes it back, and I was like, I wonder who her. She doesn't seem like the type that would steal her own, right? Seems like she would get somebody to steal it for her.
Maybe.
Mm,
Maybe she purchased it from somebody and doesn't ask a lot of questions.
maybe.
Could be made. I would frankly have to study it in detail to know if this was handmade or something that was pressed in a factory.
I will hand it back to him. I was like, only if you have time.
Okay.
And also, cousin, this conversation stays between you and me.
Okay.
I'm starting to have second thoughts on some of our colleagues.
What is bringing you to that suspicion? I thought we had. I'll be frank with you. I thought we had lost some people tonight. To see everybody well, and that folks made the decisions they had to get us all out. It brings me some comfort.
You're correct, cousin. It was great to see everybody. But I think your cousin here might be on borrowed time. And I might need to make an exit strategy.
Oh,
one way or another.
You know, in the second bedroom, there's a couple of boards in the closet. I think we'd fashion a trapdoor there if you needed that kind of exit strategy.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
But only after you have the maths done. I'm still a part of this gang, and I know how important that is.
That payday should be good.
It should.
Okay. Well, let us talk of the homeland for a moment. And
Yes.
Ohm would kind of transition us into talking about, I don't know, the
Yeah,
Blood
we were-
Mountains of Rhino Cave or whatever the heck.
The vast black fields of our homeland
Yep.
as we walk to the Fizzikers.
Yes.
We walk through Coal Ridge and up to Melver's little apartment. Where anytime anybody comes to see Melver, they're always interrupting him doing something. Who knows what? I think Melver is. He's got his breeches on, but he has like one of those like full body like
Oh, like a long john suit or whatever.
Union suit.
a union suit. Yeah.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
it was called, I
it's
think,
like-
in Red Dead.
Yeah. I
Looking
have
like
like an
straight
old
Dr. Robot.
ad somewhere for them. But it's like it's down around his waist and like the sleeves are tied in front of him. So he's got like all of his like military accolade tattoos down his back, like there, and he's like kind of like he's kind of like shiny, like hmm, what are you doing there? Like you hear just like kind of just ambiently sweaty. Oh. But yeah, he'll like welcome you in. Oh Griffith, good to see you, and like shake his hand. So you brought your little friend, and like he kind of like he chips on the shoulder enough that they kind of like
Yeah, yeah. There's probably like a bit of a like, oh, it was heavier than it needed to be, but
yeah.
thank you for the welcome. I'm in need of your care. I think we've seen each other once before.
Yeah, you've been here. You're like, you guys are like, you're not so like divergent in terms of being Taikarosi that like, we're gonna have a pretty little right now. Okay, so yeah, like, sit down. Come on. What do you need?
Thank you.
Don't tell me it's for a sore throat though, because then we're gonna. Yeah,
No, I don't have a sore throat. I have a parched throat. I'm quite parched, and I do need some dending too. And Ohm would describe their you know their situation and get into some of the technicals about which humors they feel are lacking or maybe an overabundance. Try and do some shop talk. But every physiker does it differently, so it's probably an annoyance more than a help. But Ohm probably couldn't help themselves at this stage.
yeah, like he probably like he's kind of like looking you over as you're trying to explain it, and it's kind of like I go to the mechanic and I tell him it's like, well, it's making a noise like this when I turn left. And it's when it's like,
Exactly.
yeah, and just like digging around, like, yeah, no, it's making a sound over here. I know what's going on. Um, but he'll like, yeah, all right, have a seat on the table. And he starts like grabbing weird little stopper bottles off the shelves that like the tall thin like it's probably meant to be a beaker, but he'll just like use it like a glass.
Yeah.
Like puts like
It's just a shot glass. Yeah.
he probably grabs it and like it has something in it and like just like shakes it out in a direction into a basin, and then like just starts building with stuff into there without
I
like really
love how
touching it or anything first.
completely sketch all medicine is in this game. I just
Yes.
love it. The moment we
it's-
find a sterile room, I'll know that is the huckster. I'll know that is the liar.
It's as reliable as like college fraternity individuals when they're trying to give you hangover cures.
Yes, entirely. Entirely. That is
Like
exactly
most
what
of
we're
them
going for.
work,
Hot
but none of them
sauce
work
and
in
an
the same way.
egg. Yeah.
That is
Hot
exactly
Very
what
sauce
it is.
and
oyster.
egg
Yeah,
and 3
gin, hot
shots of
sauce,
whiskey.
egg. You're done.
Yeah.
Or like Pedialyte and Gatorade. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Pedialyte.
Actually,
Pedialyte.
How would
Pedialyte
you combine
Gatorade.
the two? They're both the same.
All right. So what is Ohm
Point
doing
being,
here in this
yeah,
situation?
Ohm is here. He's like mixing up this tincture. He has like this really long like spoon, like there's this little tiny head and this real long thing, and like kind of like stirring in the top of the beaker, and he'll like take it out and like set it down on the thing, and you can see it like have a pool or something. It's like like wisps of steam coming up it, and he didn't put anything hot in there, but it's just sitting on the counter like doing that, and he'll just like be like put it like straight up in front of your face. Like, here, drink it.
This is okay.
Yeah,
So
it definitely has notes of like mint and tea and white vinegar. Like,
yeah. All
it's
right.
just
Good. Yeah, Ohm will drink it all in one go if they can. What is the number of dice that I use?
I think in the past he has been a 2 die dealer,
Okay.
and then
And
you get
because
an
I
extra
because I
die.
give helpful input and I'm a physiker myself, it'll be 3. All right.
Yes,
Let's submit that sucker. Hey, that's good.
6. Yeah, that's 3 ticks on the clock, and I think you already had
Yeah, I already had 3,
multiple
so
ticks on your clock.
I'm fully healed. Yes.
Yeah, you only had you only had level 1 harm, so they both fall off the bottom of the chart, and you're good. You're
Awesome.
all set. You're no
I'll
longer
include
punched
that.
or ghost tickled.
I like putting
I
cute
think
little things in there for the
I think
lesser
you actually
damages.
I think you get to keep the other 2 ticks on the clock that roll over too.
Okay.
But if you take harm, they clear back out.
Yeah, so it's kind of they're there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have it. I'll mark it. I'll mark it so that I'm in the right stable. Next up, Ohm is going to go and indulge their vice.
Okay.
Because if I don't indulge my vice, I get a new trauma. So I
Oh,
have to go and indulge my vice right now.
you've got that much stress, huh?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah,
So
let's go.
we're
See
going to
Ojek.
Ojax. I personally don't have anything prepped for Ojax. I should have knowing that I was going to go and do this, but um, Ohm is probably going to go straight there from the Physiker and be kind of dressed down for the occasion.
Okay.
And um, Ohm does have a bit of a mission today in that they're looking for a Taikarosi like toothed unicorn treat or some kind of trying to find some either rare treat or like a bundle of like dried flowers that they are known to be attracted to or
If I could
something
find
along
some
those
Jub
lines.
Jub bird jerky, then it would love that. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. And this is all in preparation to give a gift to Griffith's wife. Um, uh, what's her name?
Lorena.
Lorena. Thank you. So, and that's what Ohm is doing is trying to get a gift for Lorena.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot for Ojek either. Ojek's there, wraps up with a customer. She's wearing an outfit that has like probably a form-fitting layer to it underneath, and then like many strands of like multicolored beads
Mm,
that hang,
sure.
forming like a surface over that. Um, and she's there. She's wearing her little like, translucent veil and all that kind of stuff. She's happy to see you. Provide
Of
you.
course.
Um, she's able to like be like, oh, you know, she is able to find you something that's like, yeah, that's something that there's like a Taikaroshi food type item that's like usually in like little type things like you don't see here a lot. Um, and she is able to find that for you in her stuff. Um, and she will probably crack a joke about how like, yes, when I was young, they used to say these were treats for unicorns.
Well,
Like I never developed a taste for them myself.
that is a fascinating piece of personal history. Thank you. Yeah, Ohm would divulge that that they saw one recently and are enamored with it as of late.
Oh, I think she would ask like, where would you see such a thing? Like,
Um,
was it? Oh,
where's the
they get the
menagerie?
menagerie in the docks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was visiting the menagerie in some way. Okay, so bonus die. Any bonus die on this? I don't think I do any bonus die here, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, perfect. Let's make it happen. Okay, 3 stress off.
Three stress
That's
off, and you
serviceable.
don't get the extras from trauma. So like
That's serviceable. That's serviceable. All right, good stuff. All right, last thing Ohm needs to do, third action, is go back to the shop and work on masks. I desperately want the communication thing done.
does Own are you buying a third action, or were you taking Demus's?
My apologies. I also have calculating. I
Okay,
also
all right,
have a
cool.
third action.
Everybody's just like going nuts with the downtown actions.
These are super popular. These are very, very useful.
Wait till I get it. Then that's 3 extra downtime action.
Yeah.
I thought
Casey
Demus
gets
already had
that's
it.
4. No,
No.
Demus is everything else.
I spent so much time in other playbooks. I actually don't have very many from my own.
So I do want to do something with my person, or with our person, the Kes Pendrin.
Yes.
I'm gonna put her on the hull. We can do that after a break, but I would like to wrap up the communications with the masks, if at all possible. The paired secret communication.
Yes. We can work on that. Spend some time tinkering here.
Yes.
I mean, unless you can come up with a convincing argument for why it's a different action to do.
I would not do that. I'm very good at tinkering.
See, the reason that this works based on Hunt is because.
Yes, exactly. When you invent or craft a creation with SparkCraft features, take a +1 result level on your roll. Okay, so I would like to be using the Artificer power here. I think that I am. And get all that stuff. I don't think I have any bonus die in this situation. I'm not going to elicit any help from Pendrin. So I think I just go straight through, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey.
Boom.
Nice.
That is a crit.
So and you said Artificer knocks it off a notch. So that you can now. Well, what is it like to wear 2 of these masks and hear people communicating if you are not wearing one?
Yeah, right. So I think that when you're in the mask, there's now this sensation in front of your mouth. Like, you know how when you're wearing a mask, like we're all wearing masks a lot these days, you have this presence that's like right on your skin. I feel like now that this is done, that dissipates a little bit. It's still physically the same shape, but it feels like there's something catching your breath, right?
Mhm.
And that it's consuming it in a way, and at the other mask, you feel this like arrival of something. It has a like you almost can, maybe there's like a warmth to it, or a slight vibration to it to warn you that something is coming, right? And then you get the message, right?
Nice.
So it definitely has like a mechanical spiritual component to it, where it's like this thing is doing something, and we all don't really understand it, but it is consuming and moving and releasing, and you in this mask are, you receive that. And I would say that it's like, I would say that it's for it to stay secret, it has to be like two masks are paired, right? Not like a network of masks yet.
Right.
Does that make sense for you? Does that work for
Mhm.
you? Because I feel like if I was like, cool, now I can have like 5 masks that all talk to each other easily, like that might be a little too far.
Is it maybe now there's like a second fetish slot
Exactly.
in the masks?
Exactly. And like both the fetishes have to be the same thing, maybe from the same creature or the same plant even, you know? So it's like it has to have some like physical worldly link. Like one is a canine, the other fetish has to be the other canine from that same animal, right? Or if it's like a a seed of fruit, it has to be another seed from the same like apple fruit thing, or what have you, right? Eel tooth has to be the other eel tooth kind of gig, something along those lines. That there had to have been some sort of physical connection with those two fetishes long ago, and maybe that like alters the condition of it. Like if it's a fish or something like that, maybe it has like slightly aquatic properties. Like while you're wearing it, you just kind of constantly smell dead fish or something. I don't know. Something
How
to,
about the smell of the ocean?
there you go. There you go. Like the ocean's much better in Duskfall. But yeah, something. Something that like conditions the mask when you have those two fetishes loaded, or that one fetish for the voice comms loaded.
Cool.
Okay. Awesome.
We have that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Otherwise, we have gone a little bit long, but we're taking our break here, so apologies for that. And I think we'll try to hit that now. We'll try to keep that to about 10 minutes here. And we'll see everybody back then. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Everybody good?
See
All right.
you on 10.
Cool. See you in a few. Hi again, everybody. We're
We're
back.
like, we're back on time. This is amazing. We're doing so much better. That's it. You know what it is? It's me in the back, like, look, break was over. Okay. Punch in on that clock. Let's go.
You got time to lean, you got time to clean. Get back to
That's
that
right.
game.
That's right. That's right. Roll them dice. Make stuff happen. Give the people what they want.
Yeah. Entertain the masses. Tell them about demons.
Precisely.
Yeah. That's what everybody's really here for.
Oh, this is
So
so good.
speaking about what everybody's here for, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just like as an aside, like I was tangenting, and here you are getting us on program. So you do that. My tangent is stupid. I did have a thing. Satara had reached out to through Sawtooth. Oh, you're Mike. I can't hear you. We're dancing. We're getting stuff done. Duskfall is a scary place. I kind of wonder, like, you know how in the United States, like, there's that fear of like snakes moving up the toilets, right? You know what I'm
That's
talking
like
about?
New York,
Yeah,
Chicago. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, come on, Ethan. You giving me that look? You're from Louisiana. Isn't that like a thing?
It's the like lampreys, like right? It's like the little tiny fish that like crawl up your pee hole is like what we're worried about. I don't know about the snakes, but
I
it's
thought it was alligators or crocodiles.
Okay, so it's regional,
no,
right?
those are in the backyard. Those are in the backyard.
So
Don't worry
lampreys
about this.
swimming up, going after your whoosnits, and then like alligators and snakes. Okay, I think Duskball has like a big problem with eels. That's got to be the thing,
I mean, that's a
right?
moray, right? It's got the two jaws and it's about to
Right,
clamp on your
and they
gooch.
got
That's a
the
moray.
electrical thing, right? Like that's another big whopper of a surprise. You know, like nobody wants any of that.
Are mores electrical? I thought it was like the electric and like the mores were poisonous.
There are different. I think I don't know.
One of
in
them's got
Duskfall-
like way too many jaws.
Oceanography here.
In Duskfall, it's all of them.
It's all of them.
It's
in one,
all of
right?
them. All of them combined,
It's the
right?
fuck you eel. The genus is eel. The species is fuck you. And that's how it works, I think.
and it's here to ruin your Buzz.
Just ruin your day.
Yes. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah, there you are.
Ah,
Thank you for coming to our
This
TED
is-
Talk.
Yeah, about the fuck you eel.
About
The fuck you, eel.
yeah. Genus eel, species fuck you.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Well, now we gotta have like a Crocodile like not Crocodile Dundee, but a Steve Oren type person,
Oh, yeah.
right? That just
Y'all
goes
just
around
keep
and
telling me-
capture this.
Y'all just
Yeah.
keep telling me shit you find horrifying, and I'll just
Yeah.
keep
No,
putting
it's
that in my little folder
for the game on
Google
Friday.
Drive.
Yeah.
Maybe not Friday, but a Friday.
A Friday coming up in our near dark future. Yeah. The horror of the eel, like I find them terrifying because I like snakes. I do. Like own snakes as a child and as an adult. I've owned snakes. They're awesome.
No.
And an eel, it has like that uncanny valley thing for me. It's like, you're not a snake. You ain't nothing like that. You're terrifying. Get away from me.
See,
no,
but, like, what about,
anything
like, the
with
sea
less than
snake?
2 legs or more than 4 legs, I'm just not
I'm
on.
glad you said. I was thinking the same thing. Like, where do sea snakes fall into that?
See, it's a toughie
They can
because
kill like 7 people with 1 drop of venom or whatever.
I
they
know,
told me in
they're, like,
school.
insanely venomous. Yeah, I guess because I don't ever come across them, they're not in my Venn diagram of, friend or foe, right? But I think if I had to place them somewhere, they'd be on the foe side because like all the hot snakes are kind of on the foe side. Like even the water moccasin, which I've like been very near to, like still, I don't want to get bit by
That's a
no hot
foe.
snake. Yeah,
It's a foe.
yeah.
Okay, noted.
Anyway,
So, like I was trying to say when my microphone exploded again on me for like the 6th time today, which was awesome. I've had
We need to get you a new mic.
yes.
I
No,
send you one.
I have this guy right here, and
Okay.
all day long my computer has said, yeah, it's connected. Doesn't make any sound. Nothing. Nothing works.
Whoa.
Now I'm hooked up to these, and this is the 3rd time today that these have said, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stop.
Oh man. Okay. Fair enough.
Something's out of whack. It's bad, and I don't like it. And
Out
I
of
need to
whack.
stop. Point being, Demas, I'm pretty sure you still have a downtime action going.
I need to take a trip to the old grotto.
Ye olde
See that hooded proprietor, that fella that I like so much.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like every time you go back, there is a hooded proprietor, and like the routine for like doing the process is the same, but like it's never like the same person. It's like this person's way shorter than last time, and this person's like way
knows?
like
that's part of the relaxation. That's part
yeah.
of
That's
the
part of
vice
what makes it
indulgence.
such a fun place to spend your spare time, sitting in the dark, sipping on like LSD water. Um,
I mean, that just sounds like a nice, long weekend to me.
yeah. Um. Yeah. So we get to hang out at the grotto, and, like buy your little stub of candle, go down the stairs. Little thing that's like engineered to like you go out and die exactly as you reach the bottom and take your sip of water.
Get to use my new
Have your
thing
little
too.
visions. Oh, that's right. You have the thing where you
My-
can select manipulate
now-
your actual outcome.
I'm a functioning addict, not just an addict.
That'll be
So it's-
helpful, right? Like
You're an
that's-
addict with
Maybe.
functions. You're an addict with options. You got options now.
I have options.
like an aftermarket spoiler.
Yeah.
Ah, so
Wow.
sitting down here on this bench in the dark as your candle sputters out, like your little cup kind of like rolls off to the side and like lean back against this cold, dank
I
stone
think it's
wall.
like an absinthe, like those absinthe glasses that you have the spoon on top, and it's got a filter down. It's just awful. Like you know it's bad for
yeah.
you and your health, but you do it anyway.
It's you take like you pour this like weird water over like a little rock and like the rock dissolves into it.
Yeah,
That shouldn't happen.
absolutely,
That's,
absolutely. The rock's made of like granite, but it just dissolves, and then you
Yeah.
drink it.
I think the vision you have is of um like a huge knight in like plate armor who has this like big draped cloak over their back and a big flaming sword, just like hacking through swaths of like people who are all like they're scaled down, like they're just too small. Like Lord of the Rings, and they're chopping through hobbits or something, right? And it has like light like shining from inside the holes of like the helmet mask. That's like this kind of like glowy bluish light that you kind of associate with like a lot of like kind of spectral type things that go on in the game. Um, and as like it's hacking its way through past you, it's has one arm up where it's holding something over its shoulder. You realize that like the cloak that's over its back um, has is like it goes around its neck, and on the back you can see that like it's clasped shut with like it's the head of the unicorn like chomped down onto its own hide, making a cloak. And as he's like hacking through these swaths of people with this flaming sword on his shoulder, has it's in different colors, but it's the same design of panels and structure as like the ghost bomb. He has like this huge spherical thing kind of over its shoulder that it's carrying as it's like hacking its way through people. And it like makes its way through the room, and like you wake up in a gutter somewhere.
I think Dee was probably chuckling during that entire vision. One in victory because it is not a giant snake trying to consume him and his soul, and two in just hysterics of like it makes sense. Of course it is. Just kind of that almost disbelief. And then of course wakes up very confused, but maybe feeling a little more relaxed. We'll see how.
Like, what am I doing
relaxed
behind
it
a
is.
fish house in Coleridge? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think I get any extra dice on the indulge vice roll, but I can adjust it up and down
Yeah.
up to 2. Okay, so that is a 5. I have 6 stress. I'm just gonna bump that up 1. Just bump it up 1 and get rid of all that stress. So also like overindulgence is a problem of the past, at least for me. Unless I just really need to indulge my vice with like not a lot of stress, but
Yeah, that's really good. That's super powerful.
it's good. Also, if any of you guys come with me, you can also do that. But no one has the same vice as me, so that's less helpful.
You've never invited us.
We could all swap our vices. I mean, come
You
on.
wouldn't get anything out of it, I mean, after what I tell you guys that I saw this, like maybe you will want to come with me. Because that was pretty good. I got this time.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's it for me, though. I'm all good.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Downtime, right? And then Maribel, you already took your bonus money, right?
And we need to give Kess something to do. Kess Pendrin.
You can task Kess with doing something. Yes.
Yeah. I think her first like actual big task was going to be to understand that hull so we could do stuff with it, like get the design so we could repair it, make more, start up a whole fighting league, little things.
I know. Small details that are trying to.
Well, it starts like Pokemon, right? With like the little tiny boys, and then it gets into the big.
Yeah.
But we start with like cat-sized things.
Yeah, yeah. It's harmless fun. Blue coats, don't worry about it. It's fine. What could this do? Not much.
I don't see what anything going on here should like. Why anything going on here should upset the spirit wardens at all? Like, no.
Yeah.
They should be fine.
They have jobs now. we're job makers, job creators.
Raj is here to make sure not too much bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
Totally
That's
the
right.
peacekeeper here for that.
That's right. That's right. This used to be unregulated, right? Just
Now
happened in the
look.
streets. Now
Now look, yeah.
We have rules.
they go to
There's a
school.
waiver. Yeah. So yeah, that's downtime. In the meantime, I know there's been some other questions about doing some other stuff. We're not trying to find out, who can we try to sell Costa to? Um, I think you were eyeing popping off to visit Tara.
I was.
I feel like there was something, at least one other thing out there that I'm losing track of. I apologize.
So the two things I was thinking of was get Kess to work on the hull, like start a clock for her to, come up with a design for the hull, and maybe Ohm helps out every so often, maybe not, but at least get that clock going.
If
And
she'll
then-
allow it.
if it's up to her standards of the work that she deigns to be within her purview.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to figure that out and get it sorted out out of the way here, we can do that. So we can. Am I? Did I disappear again?
No, I can hear you.
No.
I'm waiting. I'm
Sure.
waiting to see the circle show up.
Oh yes.
I'm like anticipating the clock.
Let's see. Find a place to put one. I don't know how difficult do we think comprehend and like, so is it just to like understand it or like be able to like produce like basically like reach the point of being able to produce like schematics?
Yeah, it's basically come up with the schematic, right?
Okay.
Look at this thing, figure out how to make them, how to repair this one, and then how to make more. Yeah. So what is reverse engineer is what I'm trying to do. Reverse engineer so we can get a schematic.
So I think there's two tasks there, right? Like one is like if you want to fix this one, and one is like if we want schematics to make more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think repair and yeah, that makes perfect sense.
If everything I can tell is and this here.
Our list of clocks is so big.
So, repair the boss of cat hole.
Perfect.
And cool. Schematics. Right.
Beautiful. I'm excited.
Yeah, so Cass is tier 2 along with you guys. Oh, sorry, no, Cass is an expert. She is crew tier +1, so she actually 3 dice.
Yeah, she's rolling good stuff. I'll click on the roll, right?
I think you can just fortune roll.
Okay, cool.
They do just fortune rolls, like NPCs do.
Gotcha.
Alrighty,
So 3 dice.
yes.
Okay. She
Hey,
does well. Look at that. 6 on her roll. Look at you earning your keep. That's some good stuff.
There's probably a point where she's like, yeah, earning my keep. And she like takes a knife and like spears something on a plate that like makes a noise when she does it. And I'm not sure what that is. And then like
Yeah, and Ohm is just gets like a little like, oh, do not like this woman.
what were we thinking when we hired this person and showed her where our hideout is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just keep sacrificing otherwise living creatures to her.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
That's I feel like that's overstating it a little bit. Like that makes it sound like you're like, oh, behold my great wonderful sacrifice assistant. Like,
The smidge, yeah.
um so where do we want to go next? I know there was also some question about like trying to talk to deal makers and information brokers about like who can we sell Casta to and stuff.
Yeah, I know we
Wanted to do
wanted to
that.
talk to some of those folks to figure out who would buy Casta's head.
I think that's something Demas and Maribel were going to do probably.
Yeah, because I get some bonuses on stuff like that since that's kind of leading up to a score. And I also have some friends who are good for that.
And I can tell when people are lying to us. So
Helpful.
Yes. So I think, if I'm remembering right, is Sally the information broker?
Uh, yes, I say, not looking at machine. Yes, Sally is the information
Hey,
broker.
there we go. Spent way too much time at this point. Um, yeah, I think we visited her before, and I think she had like a shop that sold like tea and spices or something like that at the front, and then she would kind of hang out in the back. She was a woman from the Denver
Sounds right.
Islands. That's the key. This kid who helps filter out who's coming in to talk to people and stuff like that. But yeah, you're able to go
Interesting.
by the shop and come up with a secret code that's like, no, I'm not actually here to buy tea. I'm here to have a serious conversation in the back room with the padded walls, like the soundproof walls or something like that. And she will, invite you back, have a little tea set on the table as you come in. Oh, haven't met your friend before. It's been a while since I've seen you, and pouring little cups of tea.
Rosemary, lovely to meet you.
But yes, Rosemary, pleasure to meet you too.
Mm.
Sally.
Yes. Sully, we were seeking to inquire about any bounties that might be out currently for one, was it Casta? Is that the name?
Yes, I
Um,
believe so.
she is a bounty hunter herself, so I'm sure she has no shortage of enemies um, who may want her business concluded, but looking for those who would pay, preferably dead, if I may be so bold. But alive is certainly not off the table. It's just not our preference.
Why don't you give me a fortune roll?
Go ahead, Ethan.
How many dice?
I don't know. Y'all are tier 2 for crew, so go to.
What do I call this?
Um, People who want Costa.
I'm gonna say, do people want Costa dead?
Yeah.
Very clear and precise of what that is, of what we're looking for.
And I will include an addendum besides us. 5.
Yeah, so she will say Costa. She's like a Rosie woman, heavy accent.
Tricorn hat.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Oh, I know there are several groups within the city who have run across her before, and that all have a bone to pick with her. I think the most recent time that I heard of somebody who was like frustrated with her, it was Lissa from the Crows.
It was the who?
Lissa from the Crows.
Oh,
Yes. And Davis will direct that to Mary. Just kind of yes, and then sort of turn back to Sally.
Um, yeah, I think she Alyssa has a bone to pick with her when some of the members of the Crows broke away and they formed the Storm Crows, which just like suddenly vanished. I don't know what happened to them. But,
I don't know if I got it.
kind of like
really weird.
stirs her little cup of tea. She's like, whatever happened, I'm sure we're all better off having one less gang on the streets like that. Whoever it was, I'm sure is worthy of a thank you. Sips her little cup of tea. Um, so like yeah, when the Storm Crows separated, they tried hiring Casta to try to assassinate us, which did not work. But regardless, the fact that she would have taken the job at all is enough for her to be, on the red list with Listen.
Understood. You, Sally, this is good information.
She on the up and up.
It always is. Yeah, yeah, she is. Yeah, she is telling the truth through the whole thing. Actually, the only time that you get that twinge of like she's holding back, she's like trying to like not say something, is like when she's like, whoever would have done such a thing as getting rid of the Storm Crows. It's like,
Yeah. Maribel will just give that kind of knowing nod to Demas. Like,
Right. Does and this is a question, I guess, sort of out of character. Does Salia ever expect payment for this kind of thing, or are we on good enough terms that it's like a
I
quid pro
th- I
quo kind
think
of thing?
I think there probably is payment involved, but it's like in that category of like when you're doing certain things, unless it's an exorbitant amount of money, it doesn't actually come out of coin. Right? Like
Gotcha.
she
cool.
expects money for this, and like it is a significant sum of money, but it's not like up to the point of being coin and starting to interact with that kind of that set of mechanics.
So I'm a
we,
bit.
we make sure we get our tea from her as well.
Yes. Oh, she
So
has she has very good tea. Yes.
I'm a bit shaken that the Dagger Island woman and child is the address on that photo is one that I'm familiar with. That is a street that did pass on my trip to Montreal. I'm just like, oh, it's interesting.
Oh,
It's neat.
that's like
Beside the point.
isn't that one of like the big streets there though?
Yeah, it is. It's relatively large, and that particular address is quite close to the docks and things like that. So it's very, you walk up and you pass it,
Yeah.
sort of thing. It's actually a boulevard now. It's not a route anymore. But yeah, and that was it was familiar to me, and it was briefly a bit disorienting.
Oh, weirdly, see
That's
this
not
next
supposed to
handout. Like,
happen.
yeah,
That's not supposed to happen. Random handouts shouldn't be places I've been.
yeah, and then unless there's something else that you're hoping to get from her, converse with her about, she'll have the polite conversation, make small talk as long as you're there, and then eventually be like, oh, I have to get back to work for this shot. So, bye.
Right.
Thank you. Mhm.
Great. One question. Do I need to roll anything for that? Because I only get the extra die on engagement if I get the extra die on consorting.
Um, shoot, I should have you roll for that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, maybe there's a little more info if I roll really well.
Sure.
Can I do you need an assist?
I got 2 dice.
So do I. So
I'll just do it.
okay.
Okay, well those are 2s, but oh wait, I
But you
forgot my
still-
extra die. I forgot my extra die. What am I
That's
doing?
the whole reason that we're doing it.
I'm so silly. Let me just roll a d6 without the fancy
that's fine.
templates and things like that. I was overzealous.
Big money,
Okay.
big money.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
There you go.
Big money.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Lissa holds grudge. Lissa holds pretty big grudges, and I think you will find out that like she has specifically said if someone were to bring her pasta, there would definitely be money involved.
Excellent.
And you're also like you're familiar with the crows and where they're at and how to find them and all that kind of stuff. So like
Yeah, I think sort of like on the way out of the shop, like down the street, Demas will kind of lean over to Maribel and say, well, this is quite convenient. It's a very short delivery route.
Yes. Yes. Very fortuitous.
Let's make this happen soon. I think.
We have a day and a half.
Perfect. That's more than time.
This will be handled.
It will.
I didn't, as a character, I didn't catch that. Did they say alive or dead? It's got to be alive.
Did. She
Dead.
did take it dead.
Okay.
And I'm sure we're probably gonna check with the chick, but
Yeah, we'll certainly send something to Lissa in the meantime.
to confirm.
heard you wanted Casta dead. Check here for yes or here for no. Like
And then a line, then how much? Question mark, and then a big line
Mm-hmm.
with space for lots of zeros. Like
is it
the
one of those
line is
ones where like you
intentionally.
pre-populate it with like a couple zeros at the end to begin with?
Yes.
You put the little period like way at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm. We filled the gratuity in ourselves.
That's right. Because we're savvy.
Yes.
Exactly. Right? There you go.
We're so savvy.
We're working it. Work that
It's a
angle.
cartoonishly large check, so we're weird too.
All the experience points at the end of the session, they're ours.
Just checking boxes, guys. Just checking boxes. That's all I'm doing here.
Oh man, how many more times can I mention Scotland before the end of the session?
Oh, that was the thing I forgot. I think when you get back to the hideout, Demas, there's a newspaper sitting on like one of the tables, and there's like a little piece of paper that's like folded up in half, like a little tent on top that just has like D written on it. And inside it, it says, "Thought you'd find this amusing," and then it's signed by Milos. Um,
Oh,
but the newspaper is like one of the like random, like tabloidy type newspapers from the city, um, and basically it's the very like pro imperial tabloid, and the whole thing on the front page is like assassination attempt question mark, and it's like it's this whole article about like, oh, at the docks there was an attempted assassination of the trade ambassador, and we think this was Scotlanders who did this, but there was like somebody got shot, they say, on the docks, but nobody went to the hospitals or anything, so who's to say if that was real or not? It's like they basically like they throw the whole thing on Scoundrels as like some sort of plot.
oh, Milos, he gets my humor.
Yeah.
What a close friend with no secrets. Just an open book, that Milos.
Such a
Self-standing and trustworthy.
calm,
Standing,
sedate.
trustworthy, reliable.
Keeps
Yeah.
everything so clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Demas got back to the shop and it was fixed, more or less. And so he's like, what is this?
Yes.
Who's this guy?
There was glass all over my table last time I left. It had severed a few of my threads connecting pins.
He probably like replaced all those while you were gone, so they're at least like color coded. Like these ones are all.
Yep.
These ones are.
Milos would color code everything and like bookmark stuff. And, he keeps orderly books. That is his special skill.
Yes. There's a lot of
Other
like
than the
the
murder.
dust. There's a lot of like a wall that's like the dust wall equivalent of like post-it notes. They're like sheets of paper with like some hagfish goo on the back. Like, tag them onto the wall.
Hagfish goo. Gross. I
Oh,
love it.
Whatever,
But that's
have we
gross.
not talked about hagfish slime? Let's talk about
You
hagfish
have,
slime.
but every time it comes up, it's gross.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hagfish slime, I think, functions the same way as like okra in a stew, in that it's a nice thickening agent, but perhaps unpleasantly so if left too long.
I think I have a terrible video I have to find again that I have tried to block out of my memory. We'll enjoy this.
Hagfish
Do
are
I
so
don't-
not
much
want.
uglier than I
Yeah,
thought.
I
Do
don't
not
know why you would
want.
try to haul a trailer full of hagfish to begin with, but then when it got into an accident, just not good. Anyway, um, yeah. So we were talking about trying to like go. It looks entirely too excited. I'm sorry I mentioned it.
No, I found an article that said no one is prepared for hagfish slime, and it is a car absolutely just covered
Oh,
in this
no.
viscous
That is the
slime.
trailer accident I was thinking of. Yes.
Oh, this is just a car, but it's covered.
If you link that in any of the discords that we're together in, I will get it deleted. Just FYI.
Just get ready for Friday is all I gotta say. We're slimy now.
I want nothing to do with this.
No.
That's perfect.
Can I go back to
Man.
Can I go back to the survey and add slime and mark it red?
All of a
Just real
sudden, I'm
quick.
really happy that I gotta go home. Like, yep, go home. Gonna miss the game. Deuces,
No,
guys.
I'm just kidding.
If-
There will be no more slime than is necessary. I will not
Damn.
increase the
I was
slime
just-
amount.
I was also kidding.
That's fine.
I wasn't.
You can slime
Look,
me.
the slime slider is where it is, right? I will not increase it further.
It's just one big knob that's like amount of slime.
Oh,
We're at a
I
3.
would
If we take it up to a 4, is that too much? Like that's.
I would ask if I could accompany my cousin on this little trip as well.
Which trip?
Go and
I
talk
think-
to Satara.
Nope.
I think your cousin wants you to go on that trip.
Ain't nobody coming with a cuz on that one. Nope.
Okay.
Ohm slips out. Doesn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
was gonna say, does anyone know?
The third wheel on that day.
No,
yeah.
nobody knows where Ohm is. No, absolutely not. Ohm got a wink from the person that Ohm crushes on. Ohm is not going to tell anybody what's up. Because Ohm is a fool at this. So yeah,
But you're a
it-
quiet fool that doesn't talk a lot to other people.
it's they got some sneak in them when they need it. Yeah, I'm gonna duck out if I can and go visit Satara.
Okay. Like duck out, you like grab the orchid and tuck it under your jacket. It's
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it probably sits like on the. It probably sits like in the shop amongst all the things near the other arcane stuff that we have. So
it's
like
over there by
if
like
someone
Raj's corner, right? Like
yeah
yeah.
yeah if somebody's like observant they would notice that the orchid is missing, but if everybody's just going about their business they probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah. Yeah, you're able to like, sneak out during the night here, head over to the Six Towers to the park.
Cool. I think Ohm is mashed up. I think Ohm is on the job.
Okay.
At least on the approach, right? Trying to stay stealth, trying to not get caught out by anybody because we've got people hunting for us, right? And Ohm is probably wearing the face of someone else, and just for fun, just because I want to see if it comes up, I've got uh, the mask sitting on the bench is paired to the mask that Ohm is wearing for communication purposes. So it's just there. And we'll see if Ohm has to shout into it at some point. pick up the mask and put it on your face.
Since it's late
Whoever
at
you.
night, they have do not disturb mode turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just pop the little fetish out. That's do not disturb. You just open that little compartment and remove the hagfish tooth or whatever it is.
Later on, if you put the fetish back in, do you like suddenly get all the messages? Oh my God!
That would
Please
be.
pick up. Why is there so much blood? Make it go away. Ah!
That's incredible. Yes, that is exactly what happens. You get all your messages in one long string. You better have your notepad ready to write down everything that's good said because you only get it once.
So
Okay.
if you could call me back on right K9 tooth 3, then no.
Stop it. Okay, cool. So yeah, Ohm sneaks off and tries to stealthily make their way to the Six Towers.
Yeah, so there's this let's find a map. There's like names for all these places and stuff. Names. That. No. Stop doing it. Okay. That's Six Towers.
Oh yes. I spend way too much time here. We do. We spend so much time in Six Towers now.
It's a nice district. It's fun for one.
It's great. There's so much meat here, but it's like, ugh. Eventually somebody's gonna know. Like some cabbage vendor or somebody is gonna like start to recognize us. And we're gonna be in like. Then we gotta kill that guy. All right, sorry, that was an aside.
Hey, I'm right there. But yes, Red Fog Tower stands overlooking the Mist River, where there's the aqueduct that crosses across. Um,
Yeah, and
then
I think that Ohm is feeling kind of hunted since the last time there were like last time I was really out, there were sniper rounds coming down. So there's probably like some time spent in that Mist Shore Park, just like in the shadows, listening and watching, kind of thing.
reasonable.
And then making my way to the steps where I could place the orchid and visit with Satara. But I don't expect like any kind of rolls or anything like that, but just to mention that like Ohm is a little paranoid, is being cautious as much as they can be before stepping out in the open and
Okay.
summoning a giant demon.
As you are, right? Like that's just how that works. Um, yeah, but you don't actually notice anybody who's like watching anything like that. There probably are like a little ways away, um, because this is just what happens in Six Towers. Is there's a bunch of like dudes around like a trash can with a fire in it. Um, I'm kind of tempted to say like it's like those Scotlander dudes who are building the dead drop building. So there's like Scotlander dude like there with his hands over the fire, Scotlander dude with his hands there over the fire, and Ghost with like having its head like blown out, like thinking it's warming its hands over the fire, doesn't realize it's dead.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. I love those junkies.
Yes. But yeah, you're able to like go there and like they're the only people around at this hour out here. You're able to like set the flower in the aqueduct pool here.
Okay. Yeah, Ohm will step forward and I think enter the ring.
Okay.
You know how there's that ring and sometimes we're on the outside of it? I think Ohm's gonna get all the way in it.
Yeah, I think there's like the middle part is probably like it's an aqueduct, so there's water and then like the sides are raised. I think the middle is probably like the height of the sides.
Okay.
So like you can come upstairs from the outside, like stand in the middle, or be like down in the kind of the walls are above you.
Okay.
Um,
I think that Ohm would be sitting.
okay.
Yeah, probably like like you get that adrenaline dump and you're like, I gotta sit down because otherwise I'm gonna faint, kind of thing. And so they sit and takes them a second and they hold out the orchid. I must see this and place it down and kind of like watch it like in a sense of like anticipation and excitement, but also dread.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so like it kind of like it never sinks, so it sort of like floats there at the surface and partially submerged. Um, and after a moment, you start to hear that like rushing water noise and see, kind of like where the surface of the aqueduct was like catching the reflections of the lightning wall was still like now like you can see motion as it is coming towards you.
Yeah.
Until it does like like burst around you, and she's there like woman in black style, standing, you know, even though like the
Towering
platform
over
is,
Ohm.
she's not like totally towering over you, but like she
Okay.
is like the taller of the two of you in this like form, this particular layout and structure stuff. Like before, it might have been like, oh, it's because she's up on the higher ground. It's like now it's like she is still taller than all.
Right. Ohm would kind of pick themselves up and give a deep, respectful bow in the Taikarosi method, whatever that is, hands where they need to be and all that good stuff. And in the oldest Taikarosi honorific I know, say, I, I'm grateful to have received your summons, and I stand before you.
Okay. Are you still wearing the mask?
No, I think the mask got tucked away.
Okay. But good. I'm glad you were able to get the message during coming here to meet with me.
Okay. Ohm would be quiet at first.
Okay. Yeah, I think she will say, you realize that the blood of my kind runs through the blood of your kind. In some degree, some minuscule little bit still carries on.
I feel its presence. Yes.
Good, and I can feel, I can. It's like kind of like does that like hand on the arm thing, like yes, you're aware there's a connection between us. Um, like there's I trust that I can count on you to help assist me in a matter of some significance.
If it is in my meager capabilities, I would endeavor to do so.
Yes. And I think she says, "Oh, I'm sure you're clever enough to accomplish this task. It's certainly not that difficult." And she kind of does that thing where like she kind of like runs her knuckles to like along with like your shoulder button kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But when she takes her hand back and she's holding the mask, it's like, I need to know who this is for.
There's like a moment of like fear that crosses face as they realize, like, of course I should have this information for you. Why don't I already have this information for you? Kind of thing. Like those are the thoughts of like, I'm such a fool to not know this for you. I'm terrified that I don't already have this. And says, I will get this.
That's I need to know who this is for so I can understand why this is. And like someone wants this, and I need to know who they are, and I don't figure out why. It's, this is significant to the work you've been doing.
That is an important task, and I thank you for assigning it to me. I have a question, if I may ask it.
You can ask. I can't promise an answer, but you can ask.
What is the power and significance of a Tycherosi unicorn in the hands of someone who does not care for its survival?
She's probably able to give you some amount of answer. So it's not like specifically her area of expertise.
Sure.
Like I think the biggest thing would be that if you didn't want it alive and you were willing to break it down into components, that there are certainly reagents there that can be used to create something with a fair amount of. I mean, the few that have survived have been like legendary in their ability to like remain hidden and to have survived this long. So there could certainly be something along those lines to be done based on the odds. They're also known to be like great warriors, like vicious, like dangerous, like they can just like grab a dude and just like stick him around and bash him off the wall and eat it. So like if you were trying to embellish or empower something that was meant to harm people, there's certainly also some options there. Like specifics, though, as far as my kind goes, we don't really care. Our power comes from other places, and we just don't give a damn.
That is gratifying to know, and I appreciate the insights. Thank you. Are there people who follow you in the city? And if so, where could I find them?
I think she will hear that question and read it as like, why have you heard that I'm being tracked?
I mean to say that I believe the person who you spoke to me through follows something of power, and there was a clue that it might have been you, and I didn't know if they were then someone I could trust, and if so, maybe I had harmed my relationship with a potential ally.
I think she'll sort of do that like half nod thing that like you can only see because like you just like see her in like silhouette and she's just like totally flat, um, just the dark space. Um, like yeah, um, like oh, the Physiker and I have an arrangement. There's several people within the city who I have positive relations with. You know, there's a symbiotic relationship in some places. There's something for them. There's something for me. Fortune Alliance. Um, but it's not. It's not like a significant just it's not a cult, right? Like there's not a group of people like worshiping her. She just has like certain people who she has like forged alliances with to have like some sort of like bond. Cool.
No, that's
It's
exactly what Owen was asking, and
yeah,
that's really important information for Owen. So thank you.
yeah.
So yeah, Owen would kind of take that in and have like a moment of like thought and say, I am grateful to know you to the extent that I do, and to learn that you do not subjugate in the way that a being at the center of a cult may subjugate. That brings me great comfort.
No, yes, it's always a a choice that is made to enter into such an agreement.
I will endeavor to be expedient with discovering this information and share it with you as I can.
Yes, that would be ideal. I think she looks upwards in that like it's not so much that she turns as much as like the water reforms into like the shape of like her looking upwards at the sky. Um, and it's you can see the moon nice and full and like refracted in that way, like the moon does sometimes. Um, like yes, it would be best to know this before the new moon.
Okay. Understood. um, Ohm would, sensing that maybe this is the end of their discussion, would take like a quarter step back and see if there's like if there's any kind of expression of dislike of that quarter step back, and if not, then Ohm is going to go through with like bowing and thanking her for her presence and time and that kind of thing.
Yeah, she like yes, good. Here, so
Respecting the
she's
station.
not like yeah, you're following protocol. All right, good job.
Yeah.
Straightens up and says yes. Like I think she starts before she like totally like collapses back into the water to start like going back. Like she does kind of like cycle back a little bit, and as she does that thing where like her front of her face turns into like the back of her face and she rotates, kind of deal. Um, just say it, and I will say your pronunciation has been improving lately. And like drops into the
Like
water
deep
and like
blush.
ripples off across the aqueduct back out of the city.
Deep blush. Like ridiculous. Did she take my mask?
No, no.
Okay.
She will.
She will have put it back on me.
Yeah. She took it out of the pocket without you probably even noticing. Like
Right.
identified what it was, and then like would handed it to you in the course of the conversation.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I mean, like, Owen was absolutely not going to ask for that back. Like, you want that? I've lost it now. There's no way for me to like arrest it from you. So good to know. She gave it back to him.
You'd be like,
And
it
yeah,
still has the communication fetish. I'll use the other one to talk to her. Like, yeah.
senpai. Yeah, no. Um, so Owen would wait until she was through the wall,
Mhm.
kind of thing, and like release the tension that's been building of like fear and anxiety and like anticipation and all that kind of stuff, and just like let it get dark around them, replace the mask, don another face, and get back home.
Cool. Yeah. Do we have other stuff
I
we wanted to do?
I have one more thing, and this might be a fool's errand. I'm good at
Yes.
these.
It's a good start.
Yes.
So I would like to actually go back to the
Lampblack's blown up building, just to do a little investigation of my own.
Okay.
And I would like to use a tune just to see how thoroughly that fire demon was destroyed. Is there anything left of him?
Yeah, so you can make your way through the rubble that's there. There's probably like there's definitely some patches where you can see somebody has been here like sifting through stuff.
Hmm.
Like somebody's been going through the rubble and like we fall out of this people now that they've been dead a little while. Like nobody will care anymore. They give a crap. Um, so there's definitely been like activity here lately. But you can make your way back to like where there was that used to be a second floor that was like balcony almost like collapsed inward and fell sideways. And that's where like that actual machine was. And even in the real world, you can see like that's like melted to slag, basically.
Right.
And you can pitch your view into the ghost fields to try to see what all is out there.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
Uh, show
Uh,
up. There we go. Hold on. Risky.
um, yes.
Standard effect.
Yes.
Brings it up. Uh, I'll just submit it. I don't feel like getting in any
I want
trouble.
a devil's bargain on this? Come on. It's gonna
No,
count.
the last time I did a devil's bargain. Of course.
Okay.
All right.
Great success. That's okay. Um, so yeah, you pitch your vision into the ghost field. Um, there is nothing there, right? Like you can still see like the spectral steam, but like there's no ghosty bits, there's no demonic bits here. Um, the machine is dead. Um, I think that the um, yeah, I mean there's it's clean. I think as you get back outside, there's been like this weird fog that's been hanging in Crow's Foot for like the last day or so, um,
Mhm.
and that's it's starting to come in through like the openings in the building here, but like the whole building itself hasn't filled back in. And I think um, if you kind of like you're still kind of like looking into the ghost field as you're starting to leave, then that fog is still everywhere, and you do notice like an absence of ghost activity.
Right.
Like not just like there's nothing here, but like even when there usually would be stuff going on or like spectral remnants and like well like something has been here, like there's none of that. Um, and then I think you do remember that like there has been another time when there was this plasmic fog filling Crow's Foot. Um, and it does sort of dawn on you that like that was when they were loading up ghosts for the ghost bomb.
Mm. Interesting.
Like they needed ghosts to go in the ghost bomb, and like this fog was like kind of everywhere when they were doing it.
All right. And I will keep that information in my head. And when I get back to the base, the last thing, little short thing I want to do is go talk to our dear captain, um, the blue coat. What's his name?
So LaRose, Luca.
LaRose. Yep.
Okay.
And I want to show him that casing to see if he can give me any more information. Um, I kind of want to. I kind of want to use a study with him helping me to see if he can help me figure it out more than anything else. Maybe because we're both sold, like kind of play off the where I'm from, I'm a soldier. You know, I tried to do the right thing, try to ham that up, and see if maybe he can give me that.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna study it and ask him about it, you can.
Okay. Be like, hey, Rose, I'm having a hard time. You know, this is for a project of mine. Wonder maybe you can help me out here. Seems a little high grade for the common thug, don't you think?
Um, he will absolutely agree with that statement.
Let's see. Risky or controlled?
Um, I think this one's controlled.
Okay. Standard?
Yeah.
Okay. What's my devil's bargain here?
You're showing up to the police station with like a notable piece of like this. I dare say you would call this evidence if you were on their side. Um, yeah, like this is like hard to ignore item.
Eh, that's too risky.
Hey,
Hey!
look at that.
Nice. Okay. Um, yeah, so first thing off the bat is that like all the weapons that everybody else in the game here is using is like flintlock type weapons, flintlock, matchlock, like one and done kind of weapons, and this is like a cased shell. So like this is from a weapon that's meant to like use multiple shots in rapid succession without taking time to like pour powder and back the ball and all that kind of stuff. Um, which is definitely above anything on the streets. Like it's even like the blue coats don't even have like shells like weapons like that. Um, so yeah, that is from someone fancy and connected to have access to a weapon that would use that at all, much less be able to actually get ammunition for it.
Do you know about anybody in the city that might have that connection?
I think his answer is to take the shell and like he has like an ashtray on his desk, with, like part of a cigar in it or something. And he like kind of like rubs his thumb in the ashtray and then he rubs it on the side of the shell. And I think like then he hands it back to you and like there's like some little etched lines on it that are like uh, the ash gets caught in it, right? And it fills them in so they're more visible. And that's like uh, seal from like the Imperial military.
Hmm. Well, thank you, Rose. And when it's time to when it's time to come pay you again, it'll be a little heavier. And I say that whispering to him.
He's like, he will probably pull you aside and be like, that's good to hear. Because if things go this high, there's going to be a real limit to what somebody working for the Blue Coats is going to be able to do to help you guys out. So here's
I
the shell. Be very careful.
understood.
Maybe call me. Like
And then I will make my way back to the base and call.
That's some keep my name out of your mouth
Oh,
business.
very much
Later
so.
on.
And go find Demas and be like,
Oh.
so, and I pull out the casing. And I was like, this was delivered to me today while I was playing die. And if you look, I'm sure you would recognize that symbol as I do. So whoever is sponsoring her goes way up there in the military. And we have another problem. So I've been working on a tuning, and I was doing some cursory research around the Lamp Blacks old territory, and it dawned on me that there was a lack of ghosts again. We should probably be worried about that, because the last time this happened, the whole ghost bomb situation happened, and we never did recover one. We blew up one that wasn't a ghost bomb; it was a bomb. And I don't know if the Red Sashes have one. I don't remember, and we don't know where another one's at. But I have my theories on where one went to.
Yeah. So to run back to that, because
Yeah.
I'm sure all the characters would remember. Um, you guys had the one that you sent through the Lamp Black's warehouse.
Yep.
There was another one that was like bomb that went off in the northern
Yeah.
part of Crow's Foot that started a
Mhm.
bunch of fires. And then there was the one that had been marked with a star on the map. That's where the red sashes went, and there was no explosion from there.
That's good to know, Griffith. That lines up with some information I've recently gathered. We'll be cautious, but we'll see where this goes.
Right. So if that is, I figured to let y'all know. But I wanted to do my own little research before I drug you guys in.
And are we understanding the shell that you have belonged to your friend Casta? Yes.
Pretty sure the slug that went through me. Not. It takes a lot to go through this skin. Whatever it
Only
was.
Casta would have sent you the note with like the heart
Yeah,
emoji on it.
that was like.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, trust me. She's sadistic like that. The quicker we could solve this problem, probably the better for us.
Well, that's a problem that will be solved shortly, though Imperial insignia is a larger problem. But that too is on its way to being solved. So
Let my lovely wife know if you need any help.
I'll
She
do
and
so.
she has a very long list of Imperials that she would like to see dead.
As do we all. I'll keep that in mind.
I see Katrina
Thank you.
gesturing in the background, like maybe not all. Like,
Any
Everybody
sensible
forgets that I'm from here.
And that's it.
okay, cool. Well, I know we have run up against time a little bit over already, so I'm gonna get us through XP here for everybody. Um, where did she go? Oh, we never picked our advancement, but we can still deal with that. We did not execute any kind of operations this time. Right? Did we contend with challenges above your current station? I don't feel like there's probably going to be a whole lot off the crew sheet that we hit this time because it's mostly character driven, but I did
Yep.
want to run through it just in case. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
I think so.
There was something that happened
Yeah.
where we specifically called out like
Yeah.
that's just being savvy, right?
Yep.
That's okay. So take one for that. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature.
I think maybe
Couple
two for
times.
that because there's like a couple sort of like threads happening that
Mhm.
I would consider goals, drives, or inner conflict.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Cool.
definitely got the inner conflict thing going.
Yeah, I think it's about all I can justify
point.
at this moment, though.
Okay. Yeah. So there's 3 XP for the crew. Maribel, did you address a challenge with deception or influence?
Influence.
Okay.
I don't think I really lied to anyone today.
Okay. Did you just do it once, or did we do it more than once?
I didn't lie to you. What does that look for?
You didn't lie?
Are you clutching your pearls? Is that what you're doing?
Clutching my pearls because you didn't lie.
I know, it's crazy. Influence kind of with the tea lady, maybe. And then we were kind of just at my estate, but
Well, I was just trying to figure out is it 1 XP from that trigger or is it 2?
oh, I think there might be 2 for influence, but not for deception.
Cool. Did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
I did do some inventing today. I got my mask up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah,
that'd be-
actually there was a lot of good progress with mass there. So
Yeah.
that's definitely in there.
And I healed up a party member, but that's about it.
Okay. So I mean, it sounds like you did technical twice. So.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
1 second. I have to spend some XP to make room.
Oh.
So there we go.
Let's see. Ghost, did you address challenge with tracking or violence?
Unless you want to talk about the LaRose and going back to the Lamp Blacks, I didn't really necessarily use Hunt, but I did use Study. And
You were tracking down a target. You were trying to track down
Yeah.
information. Yeah.
all right,
So I think between those two situations, this probably does two.
okay.
And Demas, did you address the challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Oh, I certainly conspired a good bit this session, in a few different ways. I don't know about the calculating part.
Okay.
But
Well, if it was more than once, it's 2
my
XP.
conspiracy against the consulate is taking shape, and there's a good bit of conspiring against Casta to mention as well that we're sort of getting into place.
So yeah, it sounds like 2. And then for everybody, did you address your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? There was definitely some Tycherosi things. There's Griffith having some Tycherosi things. There's Demas having some
Demas things.
Goblin-y,
Scotland
anti-imperial
things,
things.
Mhm.
There were some specific Scotland things and also some anti-imperial things. I don't know if those count as 2 or 1.
I don't know. I think it's fair to count as 2. And then Maribel, I know we definitely touched on your background with everything that happened, like Welker Manor.
Right. I think like drives to get stuff like this done and agreeing with Demas about we need to get back on the money track. Are my thoughts.
It's 2. And then for everybody, did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session?
Yes, a few times.
Okay.
I think I would like at least once for Vicious, and because he's starting to narrow his sights on probably cutting loose, and maybe be going after those who he deems a threat to his family. And then also Reckless, because if there was a bit of that demon left, he was going to strike a deal with the demon. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. All right, that's 2. 2 for
Yeah.
Anybody else? I love the shocked look on David's face.
The fuck you say? We spent how many sessions undoing that?
I hear you.
Double crossing the most powerful individual mortal shaped thing here. Oh my god.
My vice is always kind of a struggle, just and that I see shit weird for a while, but I don't know.
We lost Casey.
Casey.
Oh,
I don't know
boo.
that it counts for experience. I don't think nothing out
You
of
really
me more.
struggled with it.
Yeah, and I mean, cold is. I haven't really had a chance to be super cold yet.
We have to cut Griffith loose.
Yeah, he's really working on it, huh? He's
Did
really
you just
going for
hear
it.
him? Did you
I
just
did
hear
just
what he
hear it.
said?
He's really aiming for it. Like he's going for it.
If he was successful, like Ohm would be like, "Yo, dog."
Oh,
Hmm.
Hey, back.
Hey,
I was just telling him, like, you're trying real hard to get Griffith cut loose, and I was like, I don't know if he made another deal with the same demon. Ohm would have been like, cousin.
I don't think Demas could protect you from what Maribel would have done.
Cousin.
Melba would have to spend a lot of money.
I have it.
You would assume that Demon would try to, or Demas would try to obstruct whatever it was that you were doing.
It would have
At
worked
that
out.
point, it's just
It's
kind of
even
open
more
season.
powerful when I have Demas on my side.
It's just open season at
God.
that point. It's like, really?
Oh my God. I'm so glad that didn't work.
My trauma of soft, Mike, because I still haven't turned in Griffith.
okay.
Every session, she
like
gets
that
to use
experience,
that.
yeah.
I love that. That is the right, dude. We have to keep Griffith around. He's an XP battery. Like,
Oh,
there's
you're
no-
next.
Hey, I could be first. It's fine.
See, I wasn't around when you blew up the quay, which
Yep. Got away
Demas
with
is
it,
doing
though.
the math on that one still. Maybe that's where my calculating experience comes from because I'm calculating how much
is
is
these
worth
two?
it.
How much is these two Taikarosi really worth it? Any one of them?
Like, I know we've got a really diverse cast going on, but like, hey, maybe we can figure something else out.
Yeah, and Ohm is too naive to know that like finishing the masks ends their usefulness. Like they're way too naive to know that kind of shit. So like 100%.
it's okay. Demas and Maribel will let you know.
They'll learn.
They'll learn after it's done.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's fine. You get to go on a little vacation. Milos here is going to take you out and row you around in a boat for a while.
They'll have one chance to know, and then the second chance is not a chance at all.
That's good. I love it. I love it. Ohm certainly did. Absolutely struggle with their vice, with their obsessions, and the likes. Soft, I really didn't get too much of a chance to play around with soft. Yeah, but definitely obsessions galore.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so cool.
I had to go see Satara. Like,
Yeah. I'm very proud though. Like Ohm didn't like tell Satara I lost a unicorn or Skurlock has the unicorn or any of that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't know. It's like right there. Ohm could just tell it, but did not. It was just like, give me this information that I kind of need, but I don't want you to ask further questions. Please, thank you. So,
all
okay,
right.
cool. That's my stuff.
Yeah, that wraps up what we have for tonight. That gives everybody XP. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching.
Yeah. I am going to. I think. Is Noel Mass still streaming?
He
Oh,
ended
I
like 10, 15 minutes ago.
boo. Okay. Well, I get it because we're ending. We would have ended 10, 15 minutes ago too. So that's legit. Is Cypher Unlimited somebody we know?
Yes.
I'm in their server. I'm like vaguely aware of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Played some
they've
games with
done.
them
They've
on that server. They're good people.
I'll tell you what.
they help
Let's
promote some of the vert stuff too.
yeah. Okay.
So they do some of that sometimes.
Yeah, they're good.
Let's
They're nice folks actually. That's
let's
a
give
very
them
welcoming
give them
community.
love. They're playing Numenera tonight. Interview with Angels Citadel. Hopefully that's the good ones. And let's do a little raid. of the Numeneric crew over at Cypher Unlimited live. All right, so everyone, thanks a ton for tuning in. We're so glad to get to play this in front of everybody and share this experience with all of you and get the feedback in the chat as I lose my mind. You all have a great night, and raid well. Let's give these guys some love. And so, good night, all. Have fun and play well.
May all
Thanks
your
for keeping
rolls
up.
be crits.
Hey.